Okay, so we're good to go then. So who would like to do a recap of what happened last D&D session, which was like 3 weeks ago now?
Anybody?
I think my dog wants to.
I recall we had ended the session previous to that with the ogre dead, the ogre or something big. I think it was the ogre.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're traipsing around. We got involved in a combat with. Remember, there was a lot of combat that we did last session. Last time we played D&D. Was it a bugbear?
There's some bugbears and some goblins.
It was the bugbear and the goblin shaman.
The goblin shaman was an asshole. I remember that. He was a fucking asshole. He poisoned, I think, Roach at one point. I think,
Paralyzed, petrified, or something like that.
Petrified him. That's right.
It was paralyzed.
And then we ended up in this little small space where we were taking a long rest, and we rolled something on the challenge table, and we're waiting for that to happen.
Yeah,
because the GM's an asshole.
I warned you that taking a long rest in a dungeon was going to be a bad idea.
Yeah, but we couldn't continue the dungeon where we were. We were all half dead and no spells.
Okay, so when we left our heroes, this is where we are. So, Elric is on watch right now. They built a wooden palisade in front of this entrance. I'm gonna ping it right here. And they decapitated all of the uncapitated corpses and piled the heads up in front of the palisade as like a warning, I think.
To show our dominance.
Has everyone got their webcams on, or is it just me and Ben?
Roach and Perry, or Coswin and Perry are off. Everybody else is on.
I can't see Bob or Elric.
I just see Ben and I.
I just see Ben and I.
I see the three of you in the.
Well, 20 devs, fix this.
Oh god. Okay. Well, I'll stick with everyone's pictures of me and Ben.
Okay, so, Elric, you see three orcs progressing warily down the cavern, and when they see the palisade with the heads, they stop. Do you do anything?
No, I'm just gonna wait a little while.
Okay, so the
see
orcs,
what goes on.
The orcs start. They're looking down the hallway, but they're not progressing any further. They're not coming towards you or anything, and you can see them kind of huddled together, talking. And because you're in this cavern and you have your elf ears, you have keen hearing. You can just barely make out what they're saying, and because you're the only one who can hear them, I'm going to drag you into a separate room real quick.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you hear these orcs talking, and let me pull up my notes here. You hear one of them say, "They killed Dross. Too strong. Bogan will want the voice back." And then another one, who seems to be in charge of the group, says, "Come, I have an idea." But you don't need to talk, because we're done.
It's kind of like someone got a big tall person and put it in a car compactor.
So, Ben, while you're gone, you're a white hairless ape, and your body proportions are fucked up.
Okay.
This is what everyone else was talking about. I sat here silently.
Obviously, we know who the narc is.
Okay, so Elric heard what the orcs were saying, and now it's up to you guys as they slowly start meandering.
It's just up to Elric.
Warily
half of us
back
are
up.
dead or unconscious.
Everybody's sleeping, except for the one who's unconscious. You're not sleeping. It's not kind of your will to be sleeping.
I'm just here.
And Elric is awake, and he heard what the orcs said, and they started moving away from the palisade that you guys constructed.
I'm just gonna let him go.
Damn right you are.
Okay. Do you do anything else?
I don't think so. Just maybe start pacing back and forth, up and down though.
Okay, so you're continuing your watch, and a few minutes after you see the orcs depart, make a perception check.
Where is it? Shit.
Okay, so about 10 minutes go by, and nothing, and then all of a sudden you see it and you kind of smell it at the same time. It was a little hard to notice for the longest time because it's so dark in here anyway. But there's thick billowing smoke coming from the direction where the orcs were, across the roof of the cavern, and filling up the cave network that you're in. It's got a very pungent, acrid smell, though it doesn't smell like wood smoke. It's very, it kind of burns like the back of your nose, and it's rolling across the top of the cavern, filling the area.
Burning corpses.
Apparently.
Or smoking us out.
Both.
How long has everyone been asleep?
You guys passed.
This was first watch, if I remember right.
This was the first
Second.
watch. So you
Second
guys.
watch.
Was it?
I went first.
You went first?
Second
okay.
watch.
So if this was the second watch, probably 5 or 6 hours have passed at this point. So you guys would have benefited from the benefits of a short rest, but not a long rest. So if you want
no spells for the cleric.
If you want, and anything that would recharge on a short rest would recharge. If you want to, you can spend hit dice to heal, as per short rest rules.
I mean, is it so bad we can't breathe?
It's thick. And it's growing. It's kind of, because smoke rises. It's just kind of coming in across the top of the cavern.
Yeah.
But as the smoke fills up, you can see like the levels slowly start lowering down towards level.
Well, I'm gonna. Can I even spend? I don't think I can spend hit dice unless I actually just go through a long rest. So I'm unconscious unless I get a long rest, anyways.
True.
And nobody gets any spells to heal me.
Well,
so
the only healing I would have had to declare before the short rest, and which I chose not to do because we were getting a long rest, so it doesn't work. Which would be my Song of Healing, which is just a talent I have. But I can't do anything. I'm like, I won't be having any spells.
Because you're getting the benefits of a short rest, you could use hit dice to heal.
Well, no,
But
that's I can't. Is what I'm saying.
He can't, but the rest of them can.
Well, that's not what. That's not the problem right now.
He was asking if we had any way of healing him.
Oh, okay. I thought you just meant in general. But okay, what do you guys do? You guys are still sleeping. No one's woken you up yet. And because you're down on the ground, the smoke hasn't gotten to you
What
yet.
is Elric going to do?
I'm just dreaming.
Or can your elf brain figure out if we can survive 2 more hours?
What does your elf brain think? Well,
Run away and leave him.
If you want, you can roll a survival check to see how long you think you'd have before it would become untenable to keep the position.
There's no possible way it could fill up entirely. I mean, there is a running lake, so obvious. There's a running river, so there has to be an outlet and an inlet
of some sort. Yeah. I'll do that.
You think it could be anywhere from 5 minutes to half a day?
Oh, that's great. Well,
I don't know what I would do.
Who doesn't have spells? Who can be woken up without a problem? Because right now, all we need to do is have somebody else make a test, and they need to be woken up. Or does testing not break the flow of a long rest?
I wouldn't say testing would break the flow of a long rest. Long rest doesn't necessarily. You don't necessarily have to be sleeping for the entire 8 hours. You just can't be doing anything more strenuous than just kind of relaxing around. You could wake up and do some checks or something like that, and it wouldn't break that.
Okay. Because
you wouldn't be able to spend time like training with a weapon to gain attunement to it or anything like that. But you could wake up and look around without any issue.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wake up my health elf. Wake up Artlocks. There we go.
Okay.
And,
all right. You kind of go up to him. You just jostle him awake.
I'm guessing I noticed the smoke filling the room.
Yeah,
Oh,
that,
by the
I
way,
don't think
there's
you're going to
smoke.
need a perception check for that. It's very dark, and you can see it roiling, across the top of the room above you.
Okay, because I have an idea of how we could, like, survive this. I'm guessing Parry still has all his, like, loincloths and things.
Yes.
Well, yes. Unless
Because
he got rid of them, which I don't think he did.
I know it's going to smell, but if we wet rags, it'll help us breathe for longer. And keep us from inhaling too much of the smoke. So, I'm thinking we just get any cloths and things we might have on us, like tear off a sleeve of people's clothing, wet it, and then use that to breathe if we need to. But first of all, I'm going to check if we need to do anything in terms of the like to do with the smoke.
You're gonna just what are you trying to do with the smoke?
I'm just trying to perceive if we've got long enough without doing anything.
Okay, you can roll perception.
I get a +1 to perception, remember. And yeah, I'm gonna need that one. No, I'm the same as when I was like, oh shit, I don't really know.
You see the smoke filling the chamber and slowly kind of roiling down towards you. It's not like it got to a point of kind of like diminishing return where it's kind of where it was filling really quickly, and you notice that it kind of slowed down a little bit, but it's still kind of growing. But other than that, you don't notice anything.
Okay, I am gonna. Where's my character? I need to pop out my character sheet. You need to go over there. So what have I got in my inventory? Because I might not have it with me. No, that's on the horse. Okay, I am gonna grab. I'm gonna quickly nudge Parry and ask him for his collection of loincloths.
Oh, that actually reminds me. Somebody pointed it out, and I think they were right. I think we've been using Paradox's kind of that healing touch thing he does incorrectly. It's not like a blood sacrifice or something like that, where it takes the points away from his health pool. It's like a separate pool of like healing points that he could use for healing purposes that recharge at the end of the day.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna nudge Parry awake.
Oh, what's going on?
Parry, there's smoke filling the room. Now, I have a plan, but I'm going to need your multitude of loincloths or any cloth you may have.
Okay. Here you go.
Okay, so I'm going to take the water skin from my inventory and start wetting the cloths.
Okay.
And then sort of place them near the heads of the other sleeping guys and throw one at Parry. And
Well, we can rip up the ogre loincloth because it's quite
Yeah.
big.
It was big, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, let's do that. Yeah.
All right, so you're kind
And-
of making like bandanas out of them.
Well, kind of more like just wet flannels, stinky wet flannels that we're gonna wear, and
You're putting them over your face.
Classy.
yeah.
Who's putting them over their faces?
No one else is awake yet.
Well,
3 people are up now.
yeah, I'm gonna go do it to Coswin, because obviously he's
Okay, you're gonna put it on him.
I was about to say inebriated, but incapacitated is the better word. He's not drunk, but yeah, I'm gonna do Coswin. I'm gonna quickly nudge Tybin, give him one because he doesn't need to put one on him. Like, I don't need to put one on him, and then put one on myself, and then hand the other 2 these smelly wet rags.
All right, and you're wearing them on your faces.
I'm kind of holding it over.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody who's got that on their face, make a Constitution check.
Oh, that's everybody.
Well,
That, yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna use my torn banner.
That's-
I had.
That's fine. You want to use
From-
a different piece of cloth? That's fine. If you're not,
Yeah,
if you're not using the loincloth, then you don't need to make a check. Okay, so and let me.
Oh wait, Constitution save is what you meant.
Okay, so
God.
so that's a critical failure.
dear.
So you guys put these over your face, and you take that first deep inhale, and every single person except for Perry immediately starts retching.
Of course, it would be me.
Coswin, who's lying on his back, starts throwing up, but because he's laying on his back, it just kind of fills. He's like a drunk girl on a bed, at like a frat party.
Oh, do we need to roll him onto the side?
Yeah, you
He's
gotta
gonna aspirate.
He's gotta aspirate on his own vomit if you guys don't do something about it.
I'm gonna go roll Coswin onto this.
I'm in the recovery position.
Yeah. Let's recovery position Coswin. Do you want me to roll for that?
No, that's fine. You can roll him over without any issue.
Well, I'm surprised nobody
coughs.
checked my pack
Coughs it out.
because I have a giant winter blanket. That's it's just waiting
You're
to be cut up.
unconscious. You could have told us. Yeah, my winter blanket's on my horse, so that's why I was like checking my inventory first. Oh, I've got soap though, and perfume.
So
I'm gonna make
Bob,
this
you're
all a bit better by
Tybert,
putting
you're
some
up
perfume.
now, correct?
Right.
Perception check. All right. So Bob, Tybern, getting used to this again. You get up and you see the smoke coming in, and you immediately you notice that as the smoke gets to the door that you guys are standing next to, it doesn't get all the way to the door. There's a gap of several inches where there seems to be some sort of invisible barrier that the smoke won't penetrate next to this door, kind of right in front of it, barring that entryway.
I poke it.
You poke it, and it's kind of like a force field in Star Trek. Doesn't hurt, but it definitely bars your entry.
There's a thing. Some
What
kind
kind
of
of
force
thing?
field.
What
I
now?
don't know. I can't tell you because I don't have any spells.
Can we do an Arcana check though?
You can.
Come on, skill monkey. Nope.
You don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So it's really bad that Coswin wasn't allowed to recover because he has 4 Arcana.
Of course he does. He's the fucking mage.
Tyrant Arcana.
Tybern, you arcana this, and you know pretty well that it seems to be a pretty simple spell to like a warding spell to prevent living beings from passing.
Now all the smoke is coming in from the south, right?
It's all bubbling in and roiling in from that hole in the wall right there.
Now what about to the north? Is it smoke going up? Are those stairs up or down?
Up. They go up, and then there's bars.
Because smoke, I assume, is going up that way too.
It is. Kind of fills up the stairway.
Well, then we're
and
fine. It's fluid dynamics, so it'll fill that up before it fills this area.
Yes, it fills up the stairway, but it's coming, it's filling up and coming down towards you pretty quickly.
Okay.
My job here is done.
What do you guys do?
Well, all I know is that there's smoke. What's going on with the smoke? Where'd the smoke come from? Elric,
Probably.
you're on watch. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, so there was 3 goblins.
You don't
I
wanna
heard
wake
them.
us up for that.
No, it was fine. We killed someone. I couldn't catch the name right away. And then the one that seemed to be in the lead said, "Follow me, I have an idea." And then about 20 minutes later, this started to happen. So, yeah.
Well, we should go kill them before they kill us.
But they could have set up if they're smoking us, it's because they want us to come out.
Exactly.
So that means they may
We're
have set
doing a
traps.
very good job
Oh, no.
because we can't stay here.
Can we go up the stairs?
Those iron barred gate thingamajig at the top.
All right, so
You could surely try. The stairway is pretty filled with smoke by this point.
Yeah, we don't want to go up from smoke.
Yeah, but there's got to, if it's going up, there's another way to go. It means the smoke's going through there. It's being dispersed.
There's also the force field.
Is there any water in the fountain?
No, it's empty.
Damn. I was gonna say, just get close to the fountain and wait it out.
Well, we could either fight or we could try to go through the iron bar gate.
Well, if
How
we
would
were
we
to
get through
fight,
the Iron Bar Gate?
You tell me. You wanted to go that way.
Oh no, I'm just throwing out ideas, to get people thinking. Does anyone have any way to get through the Iron Bar Gate?
Not me.
I have a -2 to strength. It's not worth it.
God, okay, so
Is there like any lever, like for the Iron Gate? There must be some way to open it.
I was gonna say, can I?
You'd have to perception check, but because that hallway is filled with smoke, it's going to be with disadvantage at this point.
Okay, I have
I
bad
know.
perception.
Let's start our own fire. Smoke them out.
Can we like
What
block
could go
where the
wrong?
smoke is coming in with like a sheet or anything? Has anyone got their
Why,
med-
why don't we
You
just
could
why don't we just
try.
all inhale the smoke? Then the smoke will be in our bodies and not outside.
No wonder you're an attention paladin.
Can we try and block the smoke coming in with a bedroll?
You can try.
I mean, Mr.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Mr. Meditation over here is not using his.
I think
Sorry, Ulrich,
I think
but-
Ivan's probably correct.
No,
we probably
I-
have to just go out.
I don't have my bedroll.
Oh, fair. Well, I've got one on me.
are you sleeping
your
on?
buddy.
He doesn't. He meditates.
Oh,
I'm meditating. Your buddy's using my bedroll right now, so.
Oh, that's right. Coswin's in it.
this guy's using the bedroll I don't need.
No, your sick friend. What's his name? Little tiefling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the tiefling. That friend.
That friend, yeah.
Oh, right.
So many dead. That's the only thing I
Alright,
can.
well, so
oh,
if we were to fight.
no, I have another idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I
That's-
try and use a cantrip to push all the smoke out?
A cantrip? What cantrip?
Probably like one of.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, that one.
You
The one you can't say.
You could use prestidigitation to kind of force all the smoke out of this room.
Yeah.
That smoke would then, like create a negative kind of pressure area outside of the room. As soon as the cantrip failed, it would flood back in with if
Keep doing it over and over. Cantrip. You just.
Yeah.
he just just snap, 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 snap as he walks forward.
But
That's right.
if I but the only thing is, I'd have to concentrate on that. It means I wouldn't get the rest of my rest.
Well, sometimes things gotta happen with other things. And that's gotta be one of them, I guess, this time. The only other way to deal with this, I think, is to go fight the goblins.
But then none of us.
Yeah.
Then the only person who's combat effective is Elric, and he's going to lose because it wasn't goblins; it was 3 orcs.
Oh yeah, orcs.
No, he said goblins. I'm taking him at his word that it was goblins.
Well, now he just agreed it's orcs.
It was dark. Okay, it's hard to see.
You're an elf.
So
It's right at the edge of my sight range.
so Tiber's convinced Elric's a bad elf now.
Probably he probably is.
Okay. Therefore, I will take a short rest. I will do my. I'll take that as a short rest. I will do my song of healing, the song of rest.
And GP,
And
did you see what I sent you on Discord?
Okay, yeah, I did.
and
it.
I'll stay
guys.
up and do. Oh,
Guys, we probably should. I think we should go check the gate. Because if someone could go, I've got terrible perception, but someone could go check the gate, there should be somewhere to open it. So maybe like lever or maybe even a keyhole or something like that. Because Monty, remember, did give me a key for our journey. But I don't know what, he never told me what it was for. It could be for that gate.
17 perception.
Well, he's got disadvantage on this because it's in a hallway completely filled with black smoke, so he's got an 11. But, I mean, it's not too terribly difficult. You're just looking for some things visibly on the wall. You don't see any mechanisms on the gate on this side of the gate that would obviously open it, but you do notice a large lock on the door behind the force field.
16 plus 1.
So behind the force field that we can't get through, there's a lock on the door there.
Wait. You pinged this when you talked about the force field.
Yes.
But he's talking about the gate up there.
Yeah.
Is what he just searched. What?
He perceptioned the room, and he saw nothing up there and something down there.
But then he wouldn't have had a disadvantage because the room's not filled with smoke enough to cause disadvantage.
Or he wouldn't have seen anything else with the 17 over an 11.
I'm just pointing out that was what you said.
I know, and I told him what he saw either way.
We gotta fight orcs, guys. Or goblins, whatever the fuck Elric saw.
Can we fight them and still constitute a long rest, though?
No.
The key's not alive. The key's not alive, so just get an armature, wrap it around the base of the key, put it through the force field, because the force field only blocks living things, and turn the key.
How do you know that?
Because that's what you checked. Whenever you did the Arcana check, you said, "Oh, that's something that blocks around living things," and it puts you around. So if it's not a living thing, then it shouldn't be blocked.
If only we had Snow's bow staff.
If only you had ample amounts of non-living matter to see if it goes through the force field.
If only we had a 10-foot pole.
If only we had a
I have a
10-foot ladder.
I have a candle. I can throw it through.
Well, you don't need to throw it through. It's
He just lost a candle.
Okay. Let's go over this again, because I think this was incredibly undescribed. The force field you're describing is a very small, like 2-inch, like thing around this door next to Perry.
I described it as about a 3-inch gap where the smoke is not penetrating before the door. So there's the door, and then like a few inches of clean air, and then an invisible
between the door. Okay, that's simple. Do you not have swords? What kind of key is it?
I have a rapier.
It's perfect. Just get it so that the rapier
it's a large iron
around.
key. It's not terribly complicated. It's it's like 3 inches long, and it's made
Anyone
rough
got any
black
twine?
iron.
Anyone got anything we can tie
I still
it up
have
with?
half my rope.
Is that a bit thick though?
You can it's
Take the
threaded.
strands off of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm unclear on how opening the door behind the force field we can't pass through will help us.
Because maybe it's tied to the door being locked.
So if you open the gate, maybe the
It's
force.
D&D magic. What are you poking holes in this for? It's either that or we're fucked, because we have no other options.
You fight
we
the
can't
orcs.
fight. We can't. Well, you
can't fight the orcs.
We can't fight them in our condition.
Not with that attitude, we can't.
One of us will die. One of us
Elric,
is dead.
pass me some strands of your rope. I'm going to tie
Right.
the key to my rapier and try and unlock this door.
Pass him the strands of rope.
So, explain to me exactly what you're doing here.
Well, Parry needs to pass me the key.
Here you go.
Thank you. So I'm going to take my rapier. I'm going to take the thin end. Get the key, so it's like overlapping halfway.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to wrap one layer of rope round, tie it, and then do a second layer with like an angle supporting it.
Okay.
Therefore, hopefully it's rigid enough, and then I'm going to get my rapier, hold it, and try and unlock the door.
Okay. So
God, hope it doesn't snap your rapier.
you're standing. Are you right next to the force field? Are you at the end of your arm's reach? Are you just kind of like
Relatively close, but like enough to maneuver my arms.
Okay, so you're standing there, kind of. I imagine you're holding your rapier like this, trying to kind of make it steady, and you start pushing it forward. And as soon as the key touches the force field, vanishes.
The force field vanishes, or the
vanishes?
key?
The force field.
Oh,
Right.
Was that Tyvern? Why should we even try? It's
What happened to the smoke? Is the smoke still there?
I get some confused as to why my gauntlets didn't then like make it disappear. Fuzzled.
Because your hand
Maybe
is alive.
the key.
Maybe it's the key.
Well, then by
Yeah, it's the key. It's like a door, so maybe the key opens the
What I'm getting out of that then is that the Dentured Paladin service holding out on us is going to sell us out later because he's holding shit back.
Somebody open the goddamn door so we can get out of here.
The force field dissipated, and the smoke immediately started filling in the space in front of the door and kind of going through the cracks in it.
Okay,
You know,
so
around the edges.
is the door unlocked?
I'm
now?
a little worried about
Have I
Tyburn.
unlocked it?
You'd have to check. If you want to check to see if it's locked, you could just open it, or you could do an investigation.
I'm gonna investigate that shit.
I'm a little worried about Tyburn.
It doesn't seem to be.
Doesn't seem to be locked. Okay, I'm gonna untie the key. Give it back to Parry. Give Elric his bits of rope. And
You do it.
Thanks.
and
Thanks.
holster
Here's your 4 inches of rope back.
holster my sword, my rapier, and I'm gonna try pushing the door.
Okay, give me 1 second here. And the door opens.
Okay, I'm gonna skirt around Parry and go in. Actually, I'm gonna perception the room first.
Okay.
With a +1. Fuck. Oh dear. That's a 7.
So it appears to be a small storeroom. It's filled with broken crates and withered sacks and
A book?
a crumpled barrel.
And a dead guy.
And yes, a dead guy.
Does he have a book?
I don't know. I didn't
You
see.
don't know.
Harry, do you want to go check it out?
Fine.
Because the only thing is, I'm still poisoned at the moment. Or is no? That's
Okay,
gone.
well, there's-
We've had a short rest.
There's
Yeah, that
the
would be
dead
gone by now. I'll
guy.
take it off.
Can I investigate for traps?
Yes, you can. That'd be
Do I do
perception.
push investigate? Perception.
No, that'd be a
Perception.
perception check.
My perception's so bad. Ugh.
Elric, keep an eye out for those orcs.
Yep. I'm on it.
There we go.
So what happens? Did
So,
I get it?
You don't notice any traps. You don't notice any tripwires, any plates, any suspicious holes in the walls. You don't see anything that would lead you to believe this room is trapped.
All right.
Do an Arcana check and check for the book. Because surely if it's a very magical book, we'll be able to get some sort of sense of it.
Okay. I'll do that.
Or you could just like try your senses because it probably smell a lot. I mean, it's leather bound. It's been here for a while.
Shut up, Coswin, you're unconscious.
You could feel that there's some sort of magical presence in the room, but you can't put your finger on it.
Well, let's have a look at the dead guy.
All right, you're gonna inspect the dead guy. He is withered, kind of like a mummified look. His skin is kind of gray and pallid, just sucked right onto his skeleton. He's intact. He doesn't seem to have any wounds or anything like that on him. There's a number of empty bottles on the crate behind him. He's wearing pretty simple garments that seem to have weathered the time pretty well. It's just kind of like a brown leather tunic, and you know, leather boots and gloves and stuff like that. And he has a satchel across his shoulder.
Satchel. Okay, can I open the satchel?
You can open the satchel. What do you do when you open the satchel?
Look inside.
You look inside and you just see darkness.
Okay. How deep is the satchel?
Bag
Oh my
of
god,
holding.
is it like Mary Poppins' bag?
Bag of holding. The bag of holding.
If so, I want it. Dibs, like. Right, can I Accio book.
All right, so you look at the satchel that Perry's holding and you speak to it and nothing happens.
Okay, just wanted to
Maybe Artlock, being the the bard would be able to test against his bardic knowledge to see if he
Try that. You
recognizes
can
this
do a
from
history.
song.
You can do a history check.
Okay, I'm gonna history check this. This is another one. I get a +1 too. Yeah, 19.
Okay, so you see the bag, and Perry's holding it open, and you could see that you clearly can't see the bottom of it, and you immediately think, yes, this is indeed a bag of holding. And you know from your knowledge of basic or like arcane implements that to retrieve an item from the bag of holding, you either need to know its name or a good description of it.
Parry, do you remember what your master called
You
this
have to reach in, and you don't have to say it out loud, but you have to think it in. You have to think about what it is, and you either have to know exactly what it's called or a very accurate description of what you're looking for, and it will come to your hand. You'll be able to pull it out.
Okay, so should I do like a history check then?
No, you don't need to. Do you know the name of the book we're looking for?
Not that I can remember.
Good, because nor can I.
I don't think anybody wrote it down.
No,
Should I do a history check? Would that be that?
Yeah,
history
he
check.
could recollect his memory from what his master's been told him.
At this point, his master spoke it out loud to him. If you guys don't remember it and he doesn't remember it, your characters wouldn't remember it either because it was just
3
spoken out
weeks
loud.
ago.
It's been that is honest, man, and it's been 3 weeks for us, but it's only been like 2 hours, or it's been like a couple hours for them.
People, yeah.
Do you guys?
It's gonna be, like,
I gave you the
impossible.
name of the book and a description of the book. Do you remember what it looked like?
It's been 3 weeks.
I remember what it looks like.
Oh wait, what does it look like?
It was a
was a book.
It was instead.
book.
It wasn't a normal book though. It was slightly leather bound, and it was on like wooden pages. Like the pages were like more wooden slabs than actual pages, and it had runic inscription on it.
Okay. Do you want? You can try to retrieve it if you like.
I'm gonna. Oh, do I know anything bad about the bag of holding from my?
You do
history
know
check?
that there's, in addition to a bag of holding, there's also an item called a bag of devouring, which when you try to reach into it, it sucks you in.
Good.
And
This
then
is why I didn't put my
you
hand
would
in.
have to make a strength test to get out of a bag of devouring. While you were in it, it would.
Okay, I've got shit strength. Parry, you've got to take this one, man.
Well,
No, well,
There's no
I-
way
I-
to visually discern a bag of holding from a bag of devouring.
I'm assuming it's a bag of devouring. Just because he was very specific in how he asked me about what you're going to do with that satchel. So that makes me very uncertain. And the fact that this guy is dead.
Okay, do I know from my knowledge any
Well,
way
if
to
he's still here,
dispel a
though.
bag of devouring?
But you'd
do
think
what
someone
now?
would have taken it from him if it was something important.
If it was to be a bag of devouring, do I know from my bardic knowledge of the actual item that there's any way to dispel it and stop it from biting?
You know that you would have to physically overcome it or destroy the bag.
Need
But
a
if you
great
destroy-
holy man.
If you destroy a bag with an extra dimensional space in it, everything inside of it is scattered to the astral plane. It doesn't
Why-
just fall out. Everything just kind of like collapses into itself, and everything inside the bag goes away and is scattered to the
Well,
astral plane.
I guess I'm
Harry,
going to have to try it now, yeah.
Try and make a history check on what your master said.
Okay.
What's its name? Title.
Oh,
Right at the- He knows it.
oh, okay. Let's see here. I have it written down on my notes.
What's this, Ben? You don't know it?
You vividly recall your master referred to it as the Librum of Dinarva.
Yeah, fuck, I was gonna remember that.
I will tell you right now, your description was accurate.
Yeah, I remember what it looked like. I don't remember names.
Okay, well, I'm just going to have to give it a try, because
Yep.
if it's in there, we have to get it. If it's not in there, we have to try, otherwise we'll never know. So
I will be ready with my rapier to pierce the bag if he starts getting sucked in. Then.
just
Arlock,
hold my hands.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, what?
What are you guys doing?
We found a
There's-
magical bag.
He's down the hallway just looking at orcs, and he hears you guys arguing about a bag.
We found a magical bag, and we're trying to discern if it's got the magical book in it. or it's going
All
to
of
be
them in the
Parry's
other
arm.
room.
So feel free to gather around
in
and
the other
watch.
room, they're just all coughing.
Well-
like,
Well, just so you know, I have +2 to strength, so if you want me to,
can you
reach my
come in
hand
there?
in
That
there.
would be very nice. I have 2 strength,
Yeah.
but it'd be nice.
Would one of you come down here to
Yeah, okay.
keep an eye on
I'll
this?
go. I'll go watch the hallway.
I'm gonna need a perception check from everyone but Coswin right now.
Uh-oh.
I got 11.
My perception's bad though.
The hell, it
You
doesn't
should
matter.
feel bad.
All right, so Elric, you're standing, at the entrance behind the palisade, and you noticed all of a sudden that there's a kind of a strong gust of wind, and the smoke starts coming in faster.
Oh shit. Smoke's coming in
Somebody
quicker,
put your
guys.
hand in the bag and let's get out of here.
Alright, okay.
At this point, you guys, the smoke is kind of lowered down to about face level, and you guys are starting to, to feel it, to cough.
Okay,
Okay,
so
I'm
I mean,
gonna-
I could kneel.
You could.
okay,
You guys can kneel down.
I'm gonna be getting Coswin ready to move if Tyburn wants to help with that.
Well, hold on. Before we do anything like that, why don't we first grab the book out, and why don't we just go ahead and get the
Yeah.
bag of holding or devouring, wherever the fuck this thing is going to be, and then we just lash it to like the ceiling, open.
Oh, what? So the
Book's
smoke
going
goes
there.
into it.
Well, if the book's in there, we can just have Perry use his little teleport scroll, get
Or
us
that.
the hell out.
UTFO.
So wait, so okay, Elvic, you're gonna put your hand in, yeah?
Yeah.
See strength. Okay, I'm passing you the bag.
Okay, so
Alright.
you pass the bag to Elric.
I
Elric, you're holding
described to you everything about the book, how it looks, what the name of it,
Lieberman
in
Geneva.
every excruciating little detail.
Okay. So
What was it?
Elric, you're holding the bag yourself.
No, Perry is. I'm just gonna reach my hand in.
All right, so Perry's kind of holding it open, and you're
Yeah,
just
he's
kinda
holding
like,
it out.
Okay.
like-
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah.
you reach in.
Librum of Delabra. Yeah, okay.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
so
focus on the Librum of Delabra.
It's
Um,
it's a Librum of Dinarv.
Well, he only has to
Dinarva,
think
oh.
it.
Yeah,
He
he
only
only
has
needs
to
to
think
think it. You don't need to say it out loud. I mean, you could say it out loud if you want, if you think it'll
No,
help.
I know. Dinarva. Okay, yeah.
All right, so
I'm
you
just gonna
stick your hand
focus
in?
on that.
All right, so
Yeah.
you stick your hand into the
Stick my
bag.
hand.
Your arm sinks in up to like your elbow, like far deeper than the bag actually is, and then all of a sudden you feel in your palm a very, the familiar touch of leather and a large, heavy, kind of thick item.
All right, I'm just gonna pull my hand out real quick, like grab it and.
Pull your hand out,
Pull
and
it
you're
out,
holding a supple leather-bound book about 18 inches tall, about 6 to 8 inches thick, made of thin wooden kind of pages, in your hand.
Can I have the bag? I really struggle with encumberment.
You can, you guys can do whatever you want with the bag.
Guys, I think I got the book. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yes,
Okay.
let's get out of here.
Actually,
Somebody's
just-
been sitting here for an hour doing nothing.
Okay.
So you.
Parry,
So-
remember that you have to go through the portal last if you're the one that opens it.
Okay.
Okay, so chuck me the book so I'm the one that actually gives it in because obviously that's my life not being enslaved.
Right.
I'll also take the bag because I want the bag. I want the bag because like I can only carry 35 weight of things. I
The
feel
bag weighs 15 pounds, no matter what is inside of it.
Yeah, but I can put whatever I want in it, right?
It contains an has an extra dimensional space in it, up to about the size of I think the description is 64 cubic feet or 500 pounds, and it weighs 15 pounds no matter what's in it.
Oh god, yeah, I'm taking that. Gonna put all my money in it. Because my money itself weighs about that.
What happens if you put another bag into it?
If you
Like
if you put a give me a history check.
No, I meant that type of bag into that.
The
bag. What's
world
it called?
ends.
Yeah,
what's
give
that type of bag
me a
called?
history check.
All right.
See if you know the answer to that question or not. If you know from your readings of Monty's library that if you place an extra dimensional space inside an extra dimensional space, it will create a portal to a random plane that you will be sucked into.
Parallel universe away!
All right, you guys ready to get the fuck out of here?
Okay. Right.
I believe, if I remember correctly, it's the plane of law, which is just an empty, gray, vast wasteland because there's nothing happening there.
Ooh, I quite like the sound of that. But I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right. So what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna hand Elric the book. Go pick up Coswin, cause
You're Elric.
I mean Artlocks.
Fireman.
Artlocks.
Fireman carry him out.
Yeah.
Coswin out, and
Probably a good idea.
So what are you guys gonna do? You're carrying it. You're carrying Coswin.
Harry needs to cast the spell, but of course he needs to be the last one out. Remember, otherwise we all get stuck here.
So the scroll, you're gonna use the scroll of teleportation.
Yeah.
It takes 1 minute. It takes 1 minute to cast, and it is it's a series of runes that need to be drawn out onto a surface.
Go draw it next to the
With what?
fountain. Doesn't Harry carry some chalk?
I carry some. I have a bottle of ink and a quill.
Someone has chalk.
Would somebody look through my bag for once?
I'm gonna look for Coswin's bag.
I've got cloth, I've got rope, I've got chalk.
Yeah, but they don't know that stuff.
I know, it'd be great if they checked.
Right, Coswin, share with me the contents of your bag.
I have 2 pieces of chalk.
You just go up to Coswin and throw your arm around his conscious body and go, "You don't mind if I check your bag, do ya?" Didn't think so. And just start rifling.
Hey, look! There's some gas masks.
There's 2 pieces of chalk. Use them. Get us out of here.
I take his chalk and give it to Parry to draw the incantations on the floor over there.
Okay, so as you guys are doing this, the smoke starts filling, keeps filling the room, and it's coming down lower and lower and lower. It takes Perry just the standard minute to draw out the runes on the floor, and as he finishes the last circle, they kind of
Can we do the
burst.
wall, not the floor?
You want to
so
do it
we
on a
don't go-
wall?
Yeah, like on the wall, so we can step through it rather
So
than
you
going.
can step through it?
And then come out sideways, like.
Okay, so you can draw it on the wall instead. He puts it up on the wall, and as he finishes the last rune and connects all the pieces together, they kind of burst into purple light, and it kind of glows outward for a second, and then collapses in on itself and opens back up, and there's a familiar purple doorway on the wall where the runes used to be.
Okay. I'm gonna go through.
All right, you step through. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Coswin through. Yeah, Fireman's carry.
Then Tybert and then Parry. That's how it needs to work.
Okay. Everybody goes through?
Away.
Oh,
Well, Coswin has
Parry
no
going
choice.
last.
All
Parry,
right.
no, Parry needs to go last.
All right,
Yeah,
so
Perry goes
you all
last.
go through, and you are no longer in the cave network.
Thank God for that.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are out. You're, who is the first one through?
Me.
You, as you step through, I'm gonna need, you kind of feel like a pressure around you, like you're, kind of like when you're going up on a plane. You feel like there's pressure behind your ears and kind of behind your eyes, like something's squeezing down. Oh,
I get that really badly.
Oh, and she's
It's
back.
always on returning flights coming down. I always because they're the ones that go higher. I always get really bad. Like
I'm gonna
pressure.
need a perception check with disadvantage from everybody,
Fuck.
Even me?
even you.
Perception.
+1, so I got an 8.
Okay.
Give me a second. Perception.
Okay. So you guys, while you're all in this extra dimensional doorway kind of thing with that the pressure on your ears and behind your eyes, you can't really concentrate on what's going on. You're only in there for a few seconds, but while you are in there, you hear a voice in your head, just not coming from anywhere, but just kind of in the back of your mind, and it's chuckling. It's just going, yes, yes.
Hello,
Bodies
darkness,
for
my
the
old
tower.
friend.
And Tyburn, you're the only one who notices, but your pocket feels a little heavier.
What's in my pocket?
And then, woof, Artlocks, you come through the doorway, and immediately you are just, your face is in the that magical illusion curtain that was in front of Monty's kind of permanent teleportation circle. You kind of cough in because it's kind of dusty. You inhale and cough, fall to the floor, and you just kind of rip it off of the hanging that was supporting it, and then
can I see if I stick the landing with my
You can see if you stick the landing. Give me acrobatics. No, you don't.
No, I don't.
You try to. You do a forward somersault, like you tried to do that, but you get your feet caught up in the curtain, and you just roll forward, face plant onto the ground. Monty is sitting behind the counter, sleeping, and doesn't seem to have noticed you.
Okay.
And you all come through. Artlocks is on the ground.
I get myself off the floor and say to Parry, "Is there some way that you can take Coswin to like rest up so he's fully he can actually do his heal?"
I'm sorry. What was that?
I turn to Parry and ask him, "Is there like some way you can take Coswin to lie down?"
Parry, you would know that there is. You have your room in Monty's shop where you could take him.
All right, so I'm gonna pick up Coswin and take him to the room.
Okay.
Also, I'm gonna take off this smelly fucking band-aid over.
Goddamn moistened loincloth you gotta strap to your face.
Blech. And then I'm gonna get some of my perfume from my sack and just put it on me. Yeah, it's just okay.
So you spritz yourself up and you throw the loincloth down and you go, and the sound of you kind of like, that grateful exhale wakes Monty, even though the clatter of you coming in doesn't. And he sits up starting to go, it's just you guys. Oh,
hello. We got it.
How was the journey?
Arduous, but we got there. Cosman's a little bit injured, so he's going to take a nap.
Long and belligerent.
The pessimistic wizard we brought with us.
Oh yes, the angry fellow.
Yes, that one. Yes, but here's your book. That's my service done to you, and now
wonderful! Thank you.
And
he looks at the book and he kind of rubs some dust and grime off the cover, and he looks back to you and goes, oh yes, I remember now. My new indentured servant. I do have a room prepared for you in the back. Perry will show you where it is.
Well, that wasn't the deal. I'm not indentured because we bought you the book.
Oh, the book! Yes, the book. And he pushes it aside. Thank you so much. It's been a very long time. I've been searching for this particular tome for quite a time.
Well, you're quite welcome. If you don't mind, we're going to take a little while to rest up here before we travel back to our friends. Now, I have a question,
Yes?
Monty. The Dragonborn that were coming when we left, what happened there?
The Dragon God. Yes, the Dragon God. They were looking for some criminals. Apparently, there was a bit of a kerfuffle up north.
Any do you know where they went? Any more details on that? Just pure interest. They looked interesting fellows.
They inquired for some particular miscreants, and I had no idea what they were talking about. They went on their way. Angry fellows,
Okay. Do you know who they are at all?
The Dragon God?
Yeah, well, like they had a symbol on them. It was
they're the personal bodyguard to King Omen.
Oh, okay. So we're quite new to the area.
It was pretty peculiar seeing them this far south.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. You can go back to sleep now if you wish.
No, we need the Finrot cure from him.
Well, no, aren't we borrowing Parry? Isn't that the point?
It is.
Oh, yeah,
Perry's not in the room. He's upstairs with Coswin.
Yeah, we're just taking a little while, make sure we're ready to go. Finish that long rest.
As you turn, Monty notices the bag, And he reaches out and, my bag of holding, I don't think I would have ever seen that again. And he reaches out for it.
There is nothing stopping you from murdering this man.
From murdering this man.
He lives alone. His only friend is a slave.
I wouldn't call us friends.
With sudden deafness, you didn't see from his old hunched form. He quickly lifts the satchel from around your shoulders, and he pulls it towards him on the counter. He opens it up, upends it, and a couple items fall out.
What items?
A very rotted fish.
Do you know what? The Monty is just reminding me of
Some dentures, some broken
you
spectacles.
know the old man that lives in the hole in Life of Brian, in Monty Python's Life of Brian. That's who he is. The old naked man in the hole. That's what he is.
Okay,
in my head.
so you guys took the book out. The other three other items fall out. There is a rather fine dagger with it's got a very nice sheen to it. It could you immediately notice it's probably been silvered. There is a jar. It's about it's like 3 inches around, and it's got kind of like a thick gray paste in it. It's stoppered and sealed with wax, and it's got a symbol stamped into it. And a disembodied eyeball, just somebody's eye.
Oh,
falls out onto the table. Monty kind of looks at the items for a second. He goes, "Oh, garbage," and he just pushes it away.
Take the dagger. Take the fucking dagger. What are you
I'm gonna. Yeah, I was gonna.
Well, I'll tell you what, Monty. We'll trade you the bag for the paladin.
You want my indentured paladin?
Yes, I do want your indentured paladin. Did I fucking stutter?
hang on. Can't we just?
He's taken aback that a priest is talking to him like this.
He's not a
Sorry.
priest, he's a cleric.
This is out of character. What I'm gonna say, but
Okay.
can't we just kill Monty and then Parry gets everything that's Monty's? Wasn't that the deal with them?
Well, we don't have to kill Monty. We do that, you know. We've already got Dragon Guard looking for, you know.
Exactly. So there's no reason not to kill him.
Yeah, what do we got to lose?
Monty in the bag.
No, we'll trade you the bag for the paladin.
I'm sorry. I cannot give you my indentured paladin. I can rent.
Well, then
him
we
to
can't
you
give
to
you the
cure-
bag. Then we can't give you
not,
the bag.
It's not your bag to give.
Well,
but
you said that anything we found there is ours.
The book was yours as well, but you sent us to find it. You didn't send us to go find a bag. So therefore, we're altering the deal. If you want the bag, you're gonna have to give us the paladin.
I don't alter it again.
He thinks for a second, like he's going over the conversation that you guys had earlier in his head, like, but he doesn't really remember. I said, and then you took the bag. Fine.
Otherwise, you know, we get a bag of holding. So, do you want the bag of holding? Do you want the paladin?
He did tell you that he wanted the book, but anything else you could keep.
Yeah,
he remembers he said that. So he pushes the bag back to you.
Okay.
Oh, he's not giving up the paladin, huh?
Well, we've already rented the paladin. We can just.
Yes,
run away with
he's already
the
been
paladin.
rented like a cheap whore.
We've already rented this paladin.
You could remind him you have a slightly off his rocker fire priest or fire mage like sitting upstairs.
So you don't want the bag, huh?
I want the bag. I'm gonna put my other bag inside the bag, but my
We're talking
bag's a
to
normal
Monty.
bag. Oh. Fair. Do you want my glasses, eyes of charming for that?
My indentured paladin's worth far more than a simple bag.
I had to debate that.
Pushes it forward towards you.
It's a
We,
bit
we
solid.
saw him in action.
Hey, I probably killed a lot of things.
Probably killed a lot of things. Actually, no, you did go a bit ham with that Morning Star eventually.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Once we got you out the river.
I forgot about that. He fell in a river.
I killed like 2 goblins, and then
Despite our best efforts, he got out of the river.
Dunking him with your spirit gauntlets.
I'm
All right,
helping.
so by this point, Paradox is come back downstairs. You guys have had your conversation. Coswin's resting peacefully upstairs.
Please say he's got like a teddy.
So the bag and the 3 items are laying on the table, and the conversation is kind of wound down to the point where it's just kind of an awkward silence. So what do you guys do?
Well, I'm gonna take the bag back.
Well, we're gonna
Yeah.
chill for a long rest in town.
And
I'm
I've
gonna
got-
Well, remember the items that were in the bag too. You get those.
Yeah.
Just
No,
make-
I'm putting.
make
the-
a point of taking those. Make
I'm
sure
gonna-
he knows.
I want to investigate the dagger.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna.
why?
Is what I was gonna do. I was gonna put not the eye. I'm not gonna take the human eye. Well, actually, is there anything about this human eye? I'm gonna hand Elric the dagger.
How do you
I
know it's
he's
human?
Not bad. Well, that's true. I'm gonna take this random jar, put that back in the bag.
It's green. You can see that. It's a green eye,
The green.
like
Can
the
I?
iris.
Can I perception the eye?
You percept the eye.
Let's be honest. With this individual, I don't necessarily believe in his intrinsic, like
No.
Green eye.
The green.
his value. Like I don't know what he thinks value is or how he places value on things.
That's true.
So he might think this eye is worth a paladin.
And I'm gonna investigate that dagger.
It is. It's a fine dagger. It's about 6 inches long. It's got a mahogany. It's got a dark wood mahogany handle, and it does indeed appear to be silvered.
Mahogany.
I'm gonna
Okay.
keep that.
It's a very fine weapon. It's a very fine weapon.
I'm gonna.
It,
I'm
it
gonna
would be
keep that.
that would be a +1 silver dagger.
Okay.
Okay, I'm yeah, I'm gonna put. I'm basically gonna convert my inventory into this new bag.
So you're just gonna start cramming. So he reluctantly gives up the bag and just like start shoving shit into it.
So basically, my carry weight goes down to 15 instead of my slightly heavier self, and I've got room.
You're putting
for more.
literally everything in it.
No,
If you
well,
put
no.
if you put a sharp item into the bag, it will pierce it from the inside and.
Yeah, not my weapons, obviously, and
Okay.
like, I'm gonna keep like, but like
Pier-
I've
pier-
got
piercing
one of
the
my
bag from the inside or the outside would destroy it.
yeah.
Keep
Well,
that in mind.
I've got 3 instruments. One of them's broken, so I'm gonna. It's just the things I've got on me, like my money, things like that. The general things like my sheets of paper, my mess kit, my soap, my perfume, things like that. My loot, like not
Trophies.
instrument loot, LOOT. So like my Eyes of Charming, my rose quartz, things like that.
Cool. So you cram all that extra stuff into the bag right in front of Monty's. He kind of sits there. You kind of kneel down to the ground to kind of make it easier, and he's
Yeah.
looking at you, kind of stewing.
Right, I guess we're gonna take the rest of our rest.
Ah, thank Christ.
So yeah, if you guys want, you could take you could spend 2 hours to finish your long rest and get all your spell, and recoup and whatnot. That would finish your long rest. You haven't done anything other than a couple of you picked up a couple items. I would say Paradox did cast a spell, but it's not really that big of a deal. It was a scroll, so all he had to do was just copy some stuff down. So I'll go ahead and say everybody can get the benefit of a long rest if you spend 2 hours in Smuggler's Run.
We get our health back from that, yeah.
You get all of your health points back.
Cool.
You get all your
Good.
spell slots back.
I'm up for that.
You guys already got experience for the encounter from last time, and you didn't kill anything else.
Yep.
All right, so
Give me a second. I have to refinagle all my spell slots.
And
if
I'm
anybody
filling out
wants
the,
to change out any spell slots, now would be the time.
filling out the stuff. for the
If
deck.
any of you guys want to take the 2 hours to do anything not very strenuous, that's fine.
I'm gonna sharpen my swords and this new dagger with my whetstone.
So you're just gonna sit there in like a corner
Just-
of Monty's shop, just
Yep.
Make eye contact
Yep.
the entire time.
Monty seems a little
On
perturbed
edge.
at that. Anybody else do anything?
I'm gonna talk to Parry about his fascination with Monty's library and things, Is there any particular favorites, and maybe pick out a book to quickly read? I mean, I'm a half elf bard. I understand. I probably read very quickly, so
you have 2 hours to peruse something if there's something specific you want to look for.
Okay. Can I actually see if there's a book on the history of the area?
Yeah, it doesn't take you too long. You just spend a few minutes browsing around, and you quickly find a complete history of Northern Morovia from the past 200 years.
Not a book of maps.
I went with that, but anyone else
now,
could also do
I will say, if there's anything, you got 2 hours to read this. If there's 2 specific things you would like to know about the region, you can ask.
Okay, I'm gonna see if he's got any maps. Well, can I? Is there? Okay, I want to know like a general sort of structure of how their like sort of feudal system works here. So like, who's in charge? Who are the area charges? Were there any desperate conflicts we need to know about? Sort of things. That sort of information.
Okay.
And then a general geography of the, so like sort of like what the counties are, what the realms are, who the dukes are, that thing. So those 2 things. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You can private message me that if you want.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So you know that from you pick a couple chapters and you start reading, and you know that there is a pretty standard feudal system on one half of the continent here. One half of the continent, which refers to itself as the Second Empire. They have a king. There's several dukes that reign over specific regions under the king, and then there's various counts that rule over the smaller hamlets. And then there's there's many areas where kind of nature is taken back over civilization, and townsteads and like baronies have been abandoned as the population in the area shrinks. The other half of the continent is kind of a loose amalgamation of city-states, and while the new empire, or the Second Empire, is very humanocentric, you'll be more likely to find dwarves, elves, and other like half-breed creatures and stuff like that in the city-state region.
Okay. As for the other half, like, is there any major wars, any sort of like definite things that divide up the country?
There was constant warfare between the cities, the coalition of city-states and the Second Empire. There was numerous clashes between the two. Approximately 150 years ago, there was the last large war between the two, which Elric fought in as a mercenary. And one of the counts in one of the cities managed to forge an everlasting peace that has reigned to this day. And every year on the day that they signed that last peace treaty, the citizens of this area hold a festival to commemorate the fact that that family had ended the conflicts.
Okay, cool. Good to know. That's helpful for me and Tyburn, who know nothing of the area.
That's what in the 2 hours you spend reading, that's what you glean.
Okay, cool.
And I actually do have some of that written down. Let's see. It's held at the end of autumn, and it's called the Winter's Peace Festival.
Ah, how cute.
Okay, what do you guys do?
Well,
I guess that's the end of the long rest.
unless anyone wanted else to do anything.
Everybody else had to rest.
Well, that was my resting. My resting was relaxation reading.
All right, Cosmo's back up and ready.
Hey, welcome back to the realm of the living, Cosmo.
The dagger info.
Hmm?
The info for the dagger. If you want to add it in, you could actually, if you click on the eye in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, it says compendium, and just type in dagger. Just go to +1 dagger, and that's the information.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything.
Yep.
Okay.
And then because it's a silvered weapon, I believe it does. Is it an extra D6 silvered weapon?
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Some monsters have immunity to resistant weapons or supplement silver weapons, so cautious vendor actually going to play the weapons. What does it do? What is a silver weapon? What is it?
It just.
I think it just. I think it just negates immunity that
Undead has.
a monster might have to martial weapons.
Okay.
Werewolves and shit.
Yeah. So monsters that would be like a ghost or a poltergeist or something like that, or a wraith that have resistance to normal attacks would be susceptible to a silvered attack.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Coswood, you're awake.
Yay.
All of a sudden, you wake up in a strange room you've never seen before.
Is there anyone in there with me?
He starts yelling and screaming. Ah!
Oh my God! So nobody said they were up there with you, so you're alone. Arlox is reading. Bob's apparently Tyber's pacing around. Elric's sharpening his blade in the corner. You guys have all spent the 2 hours in Monty's shop while he just kind of eyeballs you all.
So, are my personal items near?
Everything you had with you is with you. They brought it all.
All right. Well, I get back ready. I get everything put on me again. Get my staff.
Okay.
I think Parry still has your chalk, but that's the only thing.
Well, I'm going to say the chalk's been used.
Yeah,
I had 2 pieces of full chalk. You don't use up that with.
Cosmo's like, who touched my shit?
He used one of them to draw out the runes.
Okay,
it was
so
a rough wall he was working on, so as he was drawing, it was kind of breaking off pieces of chalk.
Parry's
so
a bit
nub left
heavy-handed.
by the end. Yeah. This room was filling with smoke. He was going quick. So you have one less piece of chalk.
Okay. Well, I go outside the room, and I'm assuming I'm on like the 2nd floor.
Yeah, you're on a 2nd floor. There's a stairway. There's a little hallway, and a small stairway that goes down, and then there's a doorway to the right and a room to the left.
I head downstairs.
You just well, the room to the right would be to the left would be the back room, and then to the right is out front of the shop.
I'm gonna say, hey, Coswin, and when I first see him, and I'm gonna chuck him that jar that I was found inside the bag for him to identify it, if that's all right.
Does he have? Do you have a spell? Do you have the identify spell, or
I have Arcana. I can do an Arcana check.
You can do an Arcana check.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Coswin, pops his neck and kind of like works all the muscles out, and then he.
So you're looking at this thing, and you're like,
Yeah.
Sleep well, princess.
Don't make me burn you. No idea.
So you take a look at the jar, and you kind of turn it upside down. The paste doesn't really move around that much. If you want, you can do it. You can heroin it. You can gum it and do an investigation check and just pinky it. See if you could figure out anything from that matter.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna look at this. I'm not gonna make anything. I'm just gonna look at this, toss it over, like do the check, look at it, and kind of just and then look back at Artlock.
You don't have a particular.
Yeah, no, I know what I know, but this is what I do to Artlock, and I look back over to Artlock and goes like, it's a warding paste. And throw it back to him.
A what?
A warding paste. Just you rub it on your body, and it'll be fine.
Clears up VD in an hour.
Duly noted. Puts it back in the magical zoop bag. I really hope you could just like drop them and they sort of go.
Yeah. When you open the bag, if you drop something near it, it just kind of gets pulled in.
Yeah, no, I hope you just open the bag, say the thing, and it just whoop.
For you to retrieve stuff, you do have to put your hand in it.
Yeah. I kind of want to get to a point where I can just like use my prestidigitation or something and just make it fly out.
Prestidigitation wouldn't be able to manipulate objects in the world because it's more like a minor illusion kind of thing.
Okay. Anyway,
so you guys you're all meandering around Monty's shop, not buying anything. He seems perturbed about that.
So did we win, by the way?
Yeah, we won. I'm not a slave.
Is Elric there as well? Like when I go downstairs?
Elric
He's in the corner sharpening his sword and like flicking his new dagger around.
Okay, when I see him doing that, I take a half step back because he was the one that killed me last time.
I forgot. Nobody else saw that. Nobody else saw that. It was just you two in the room. Okay, so what's going on, guys? What do you do?
I'm going.
Take
Are
the
we-
paladin to go fix the fin rot.
Yeah, are we ready to
Finrod.
head back?
If that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah, well, also, we need to be on our guard. I say this under our breath so Monty doesn't hear. But I'm going to say this to Tybin. We need to be on our guard. I think there might be some Dragonborn looking for us.
No, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well,
Always
the optimist.
the sun is going down at this point because the long rest you guys took. It's going to be like late afternoon kind of time.
I'm fine
So you guys head back out on the road, I assume, then?
Yeah.
On the road again.
All right. So your horse is still tied out up out front.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask about. Can I have...
And was somebody else riding Waffles or Aggro?
Waffles is mine. Did someone else take aggro?
No, I don't think so.
Don't think so.
So
Yeah.
you're up on your steed.
Hmm.
Everybody else is walking. The way down was pretty easy because it was mostly downhill. It's a little slower going back the way you came because it's mostly uphill as you travel down the road. See lots of traffic passing you. Carts laden down with foods and goods and large barrels. Most of them heading north. A few heading south. Empty.
Anyone selling armor, by any chance?
Anyone selling armor from a cart on the road?
Okay, just wondering.
What do you think this
Still
is,
haven't
Dragon
fallen.
Age?
Well, I mean, you could have looked in Smuggler's Run when you had 2 hours to putz around, but you chose to read a book instead.
Yeah, I felt like learning the area was more important. Right.
That's fine. It's gonna take you guys. It took about half a day to get from Mortem to Smuggler's Run on the way down because uphill it's gonna take a little bit longer to get back. By the time you get to the you can see the outskirts of that grove of trees. It's gonna be like very early morning.
Okay.
So you guys are on the road. The road goes straight up into Mortem, and then it peels around to your right and goes around the grove, and then up north, back where you originally came from. And then where that road forks on the other side is that grove of trees where you guys set up your camp.
What's my
Well,
pocket?
on the wall.
Do you want to reach in and check?
Yes, because it got heavier.
Okay, so you reach into your pocket and you feel a few circular metal objects.
I pulled them out and looked
they
at them.
are- They are, large, rather thick gold coins.
Okay. I put them back in my pocket.
Oh, you're keeping them this time, not dropping them.
I haven't got any yet.
That's
Aside
why
from,
you...
like right now.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
Everyone else got like some, but I didn't.
Yeah, I took someone else's.
I don't know why I even have them. I don't think I killed anybody.
Snow chucked them on the ground. Midge picked them up.
Yeah.
I got some too, and I remember I did not keep them.
Yeah, no, I picked yours up as well.
He chucked them on the ground.
I picked
So
yours up.
Snow had some, Klossman had some and got rid of them. Artlocks has some, and Tyburn has some.
I picked them up off people.
Bob, you have 2.
Sitting at about 5 because I picked up Snows and Coswins.
So yeah, why don't you say you have 5? That makes about that. Yeah, 5 because it would have been 3 from the people you murdered in Mortem and 2 from the goblins.
Oh, fuck.
Well, no, he's saying he picked up mine off the ground. That's what he's saying, and I got 2, and then Snow got 2, and he got 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
So what do you guys do?
I'm gonna take this time to kind of talk to Coswin alone, just kind of, or try to attempt to talk to him. And
Bow chicka wow
Alright,
wow.
so you guys
Kind
are
of
walking
apologize.
forward, and you two just kind of drift back from the party, just out of normal earshot, and so you're whispering to each other. What do you say?
Coswin, I am sorry. I had no control of what I was doing, And for the first time in about 150 years, I finally feel like I'm around people who can actually fight something. Which for me is just out of character. Out of character is like for Elric, that means a lot.
Appreciate strength. Makes sense.
Coswin does not say anything back and walks faster.
Elric says these things to you, and you just kind of give him a sideways glance, and you quicken your pace and speed up to the rest of the party. So you guys are you're approaching the grove of trees. Do you do anything? Do you just keep going straight on through, try to find the grove? Do you do anything specific?
Well, my favorite terrain is since I'm an elf or since I'm a ranger, I get favorite terrain. And
your favorite terrain
which
was
mine
forests,
is
right?
Forest, yeah. So
that gives you advantage
wait,
on checks while you're in your favorite terrain.
Yes.
Which hang on, I don't remember which. Checks
intelligence and wisdom.
Intelligence and wisdom. Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of run forward a little bit in front of everybody and do a perception check.
Yep. Okay. Perception with advantage then, because that's wisdom. Okay, 16. So you sprint about 50, 60 feet ahead of the party as you guys are progressing into the woods, and just, you keep your eyes wide, you keep your ears open, and you're watching around. And the first thing you notice is that there's no smoke from a campfire.
Oh, God.
Carbline from Dunland.
Hey, guys, there's no fire. There's no smoke from the campfire from our camp. Well, my camp. Yeah.
You're not in visual range of the camp yet, but I mean, you would have been able to see like if there was smoke going, and this is early in the morning, so you would assume that there would be a fire going overnight. You'd see a trickle of smoke rising up above the trees, but you don't notice any.
Kavara might have just killed the fire to conceal themselves. It could be fine.
Mm-hmm. If you say so.
I said could be. I didn't say it is.
You know your friends better than I.
They're smart. They can handle themselves. Well, Snow can't. She's incapacitated. You know what I mean.
Well, I'm gonna move forward stealthily.
Okay, roll stealth check.
I believe I also get an advantage. Well, I don't know if I get advantage, but because of terrain, when I move alone, I'm obviously leaving the group, by a little distance. It says when traveling alone, you can move stealthily at a normal pace.
Okay, so Stealth check is what?
Dex.
Dex, so you would not get advantage on a stealth check.
Yeah.
So roll stealth check for approaching the campsite.
Yes.
Right, 24. So you approach the campsite. You see the areas where you kind of try to disguise it, but you remember that you were the one who had done that, so you immediately see past that. You get to the edge of the camp, and you start looking around. You don't see Snow. You do not see Kavara. The camp, the fire is dead. It's there's no you don't see any embers or any coals or anything in there. You don't see any signs of struggle either.
Is my tent still there?
Yes, the tent's still
okay.
set up.
Then I'm gonna head back to the group and tell them that I don't see. There was no one there. There was no sign of struggle, but there was also nothing to indicate that anyone had been there for a day or so.
Did you check your tent?
Yes, it's a little pup tent. Kid.
That's true.
It was angled so he could see inside of it. He didn't see anybody in there.
What do we do?
What's up to you guys?
It's your friends.
That's what I was. Tybin, what do we do?
Well, are there any tracks leading anywhere?
Yeah, If you wanted to look for tracks, you would need to do a survival check.
What does the elf ranger guy say about this business?
But at this point, he went ahead to the edge of the camp, looked around, then came back. So if you were looking for tracks, you would only be able to see tracks in the area you are, which is not in the camp, because you guys aren't in the camp.
We should go to the camp and look for tracks.
There you go. So is that what you guys are going to do?
Yeah.
Okay. So the party gets together. Elric returns, and he tells you that there's no one in sight. And you guys you march forward through the woods, get past the edge of the kind of where the grove stops into the encampment. You peel off, and you start looking around. And everybody do a perception check.
+1, 18.
Okay. So Perry he's on his hands and knees with his head in the tent, like looking around. The tent's really small, but I mean he's really trying to check out that tent to see if there's anything under the bedroll or anything like that. Artlocks, you immediately notice from several locations in a semicircle around on the opposite side, on the north side of the grove, light gleaming in a peculiar way. Kind of like, like if a mirror was... You get this weird reflection of the morning light, because the sun's coming up at this point, reflecting in a strange way from a couple places on the north side of the grove. Like in the edge of the trees.
What do I do? I'm gonna load my crossbow, and I'm gonna aim it at the tree line and shout, "Come out with your hands up," because I think I know who this is.
Okay, you're gonna shout, "Come out with your hands up" to the tree line,
where I see this glinting.
Okay, so none of the other people are aware of what's going on at this point. Everybody's just kind of rummaging around.
I'm still mounted as well. I'm still on my horse as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, it makes sense for the story. They're kind of looking around, like kicking rocks, looking for tracks and stuff like that, not really paying attention to anything that's going on. From your vantage point up there, you take a bolt out and you put it in your crossbow, and as soon as you go to raise it up, a voice calls out and says, "I would not do that if I were you."
You would not shout at someone to put their hands up and tell them to come out?
Well,
is that Bob? You're just like Tybert. You're like, what? Who said that? What am I doing? Artlocks, what do you do?
I say, show yourselves. It's the simple answer.
All right, so
outcome
directly in front of you, out of the brush steps a easily 6.5 foot tall, gray and black scaled dragonborn in gleaming plate. You immediately notice, as soon as you see the armor, that you notice the sun glinting off like the pauldrons on their shoulders, the little rounded part off the metal, and that's what you noticed. Not carrying a weapon, but with a great sword slung across its back.
I'm gonna aim my crossbow towards the sky a bit more, so it's not directly at them
So it's
anymore.
Loaded, but it's not in an aggressive posture.
So I've got the horse reins and then the crossbow, sort of.
Okay. So you have no free hands at this point. You all at this point see the dragonborn come out of the edge of the woods. The dragonborn makes a hand gesture, and where you saw those gleaming points of light, 3 more dragonborn in identical armor come out. These ones do have their weapons out. They all have identical. They all have great, very large weapons. The one you spoke to has a great sword. There's another one with a great sword. There's one with just a maul that's so big you don't think that you could wield it effectively. And there's another one with kind of like a very large war pick, similar to Borkvarrd's, but it's got a much bigger head and like kind of like a bearded tail that looks like it could really do some
like a headsman's axe,
piercing damage.
But
kind of like
but no ranged weapons, right?
No ranged weapons.
They're dragons.
They
breathe
all carry
element.
very, very large two-handed melee weapons.
What's the color of all their scales?
Black.
The one we were speaking to, the one that Artlox actually spoke to, well, he spoke at it, and it spoke back. It's kind of like a gray tone to it, and there's like some of the scales are black. There is a red one, a green one, and a copper one.
Oh, fuck.
So 2 acid, a poison, and a fire.
Yep. Good. Right.
I can handle 2.
Carl's win. Come. I'm still on like the sort of that stance. What? Just so I know, where is everyone in relation to me?
Behind you.
At this point, you would kind of
Thanks,
be
Bob.
near the center. You trotted up kind of towards the center of camp, and everybody else kind of splayed out to the left and to the right and slightly behind you. So you would be the most forward one at this point.
I get that.
So what do you do?
I learned the name of these guards, didn't I? That's one of the things I picked up from Monty. What were they? They were
Dragon Guard.
Yeah.
Dragon Guard.
You're a member of the King's Dragon Guard, are you not?
Clearly.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not from around here, so I didn't know that until earlier today. You've been following us. Care to explain?
We are looking for criminals.
Right.
None of those around here.
What's that got to do with us?
Cost when you speak up, and the dragon immediately shoots you a look. Then looks back to Artlock.
Still doesn't explain why you've been following us.
We were not following you. We were looking for criminals, and we found them.
Who did you find?
We found the demon bitch.
What did she do? What
It's
is her
none of
crime?
your concern.
It is if there's a demon bitch on the loose.
She is not on the loose. She
Or-
has been. Hang on, I got notes here.
I know she killed that one orc, but I mean...
She has been
she's-
taken to the house of the Shining One.
Who's the shining one?
Just kind of looks at you and looks back at Artlox. And your dragonborn friend has been transferred for training in Beneventum.
I don't know if I'd say friend, but
Well, I was quite friendly with Kavara. I don't know about you, Tyban. You were more pally with the dwarf that we're missing. But
I miss that
As
guy.
soon as you say missing dwarf, the dragonborn takes a step forward and gives you a hard look. Missing a dwarf.
What did he do now?
You don't know who the dwarf is.
well,
I know, that was out of
sorry, I didn't catch
You
your name.
traveled with an elf, a dragonborn, a tiefling, and a dwarf.
Half elf. We.
What's it to you?
What is your name, sir? May I have the honor of knowing?
Or ma'am, I'm not sure how to tell.
Oh, man. Yeah, shit. Oh, man. Well, no, I would be able to tell that. So, whatever gender I could tell.
The one you're speaking to is female, and
Okay.
her name is Taste.
Taste.
Yes.
Okay. May I have the honor of your name, ma'am?
My name is Taste. I am leader of the Dragon God.
Well, Taste. My name is Artlox. Myself and my companions, only one of which you see here, the cleric, were caught in a we don't quite know how to explain it other than a magical storm from where we come from, with 3 friends, the dragon board that you have dispatched for training, the dwarf that we're still missing, and this demon bitch you so-called described. and we are purely trying to get home. But if you could give me a reason as to why you have, what our friends have done and why they've caused a problem, I would like to beseech you for like as to why, and is there anything we can do to
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, okay. I've got quite good persuasion, but that's not worked today. I'm rolling like duds.
She
Can I quickly
eyeballs.
switch on my eyes of charming? My glasses from the bag. Just what? Hey.
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do that. I can't remember what they actually do.
You're gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it's advantage on persuasion rolls, but
Yeah.
or either that or allows you to cast charming on someone.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. They don't do what I thought they did.
So you reach into the bag and you just put on your funny looking spectacles and
Yeah.
continue the conversation. The Dragon Guard seems a little confused as to why you're putting on glasses when the sun's just coming up.
Right. It's just one of those
But
stuff.
you guys
like
continue
bad
the
guys in
conversation.
movies, just... yeah.
So you asked, what was it you asked?
As to why I told her the story of how we how
Yes.
our friends came to be here, and as to
And
why
what specific information were you looking for?
as to why our friends have been, one, dispatched for training, and two, taken away as a criminal.
All Dragonborn serve in the Dragon Guard, and the sick one was moved to the house. What the fuck was this called? God damn it.
House of the Shining or something.
What are these things I've written down as the GM?
I got so many.
It's got
notes here I made
pages
for this
everywhere.
episode.
Just
I got pages everywhere.
Yeah.
House of the Shining one.
The House of the Shining
It's
One
just-
for hospice.
Ben's living room just looks like the scene in front of Always Sunny in Philadelphia with Charlie do the conspiracy theory stuff on the wall.
just the mail. It just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. You just keep coming. You just keep coming.
Surely, if said Dragonborn is not a natural inhabitant of this
All
area,
Dragonborn serve the Dragon Guard.
even if they're on a visitation visa, like, to be fair, they're not nationally part of this nation.
The dragon. Well, you don't know where these Dragonborn came from.
No, but our Dragonborn. I mean, our.
They don't know.
person-
They don't know where that Dragonborn came from either.
I told them we didn't come
It's
from around
very
here.
clear her passport was stamped with the 2150.
We were in the air at the time that your king signed this. Like,
You were in the teleport storm
Like-
when the executive order
When
was
it came
signed.
down, yeah.
And then you arrived here and you couldn't go back.
and now they've been detained, and we're trying to perceive why.
So, she doesn't seem to be paying too much attention to your warbling on the topic of travel and whatnot. Just looks left and right to the Dragon Guard next to her, and they start taking a couple. They still have their weapons out. They start taking a couple steps forward, and she says, "You will accompany us to Astia, to the House of the Shining One."
I'm going to quickly turn to Coswin, Parry, and Elric and ask them if they know what the House of the Shining One is.
I've lived in a forest for 20 years, so
Yeah, but that's something you still might know about, seeing as you've lived in this nation.
I'm from the western part.
You can do a history check.
Still might know. Parry might know. He's a paladin of the area. Like, help me out here, people.
Tyburn, you can do a religion check.
To know about
Oh,
House of the
God.
Shining? Apparently I know where the fuck it is.
it was a pretty good
Uh,
Kubrick movie. I mean, you know.
You know that is one of the names for the god Palor, who's the god of healing.
Oh.
So the
No.
House of the Shining One might be a temple of some sort.
Now, when you say you'll escort us there, does this include irons, or are we talking?
You are not under arrest, but your
Okay.
presence is requested.
By who? And will they put us in irons?
You were exposed to an infected individual. You will report to the House of the Shining One for court.
Like, is this just a death summons, or do I have to show up with my lawyer? I mean, like, what?
Okay, so you think
Coswin's not very trusting of the government. Let's just be honest.
so we're in
He's a guy that starts a lot of fires and lives in a forest with no social security number. So
Only
So-
you can prevent Coswin fires.
So you said that we're exposed.
actually,
to
can I
You
do it?
admitted that you traveled with the infected individual, and the infected individual was transferred to the House of the Shining One. is what
Okay.
you
Can I do-
so far.
Can I do an investigation check to make sure that just to see if these individuals are paying any special mind to me?
It would be more of a perception check.
Perception check. Of course, it would be.
Unless you went up to the Dragon Guard and was like feeling its face and its armor.
Are you looking at me?
Or if you want, you can do an insight check on Taste to see if she's telling the truth.
Now I have equal chance. Boom!
Boom. Okay, so you are from this area. You don't necessarily trust the Dragon Guard, but they're also not known for telling falsehoods. They're kind of like an upper echelon of law enforcement.
At least until they need funding, and then it just goes all down to the halfling.
And then,
Populous.
and you don't necessarily feel any particular deceit from Taste.
Do I sense hostility?
Oh,
Shouldn't-
they're not
Obviously.
they're not actively being aggressive, but they do have their weapons out. But so does Artlox.
Why don't we cool things down a bit and all agree to put our weapons away?
Yeah, I'm gonna unload my bolt from my crossbow, and
All right, so Artlox, you kind of grab onto the that kind of the
loading
the
mechanism.
string, and you pull the bolt out and you put it back, and you put your crossbow back, and Taste looks to the left and the right and gives a nod, and the Dragon Guard all put their weapons on their kind of their holsters on their back.
just checking. Is Snow's horse about?
Snow's horse is not about.
Okay.
Aggro's not
See,
here.
that's a problem because that's personal property.
So you didn't object to Snow being gone, but the horse.
Well, I mean, Snow is a person with agency and a conscience. I mean, he can be arrested, but the horse, I mean, that's his property.
Okay.
He's the horse.
So,
Civil forfeiture. of the
Taste
horse.
takes a step to the side and gestures behind her. You see that there is a horse-drawn cart hidden in the woods behind her, and she gestures you forward.
Well, I'm still on a horse. Good luck me getting him there.
Well, that's fine. Nobody objects to you being on the horse.
Okay,
Do
cool.
you object to me walking and not being inside of your suspicious horse-drawn carriage?
That's what- You can get on the back of my horse.
All
You
right.
can ride, bitch.
You can ride, bitch.
Can I pack up my tent and bedroll?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't take you that long. You're
Okay.
an experienced kind of like woodsman, so it wouldn't take you long to pack up any of the belongings that were left behind here and gather them with you. So Arlox is on waffles. Cosman's riding bitch. What do the rest of you guys do?
We'll get in the wagon.
And Tyburn's in the wagon.
Fuck it. I'll get in the wagon too.
Elric's in the wagon. Perry? Is he here? I haven't heard him speak in a while.
Paradox. Paradox.
I've tried to like coax him into conversation. Hey,
Barry?
he's in the room. NG.
Oh, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Perry just falls down. Just
Oh, he's disconnected and reconnect. He's disconnected from the chat.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Hey, okay.
Hey.
So Perry,
Sorry.
um,
So, no, I was speaking in that last part, but no one could hear me. I was going to say, if people didn't want to go with them, I was wanting to persuade them that Arlox is just a madman who just spouts babbles. We've never met this woman, but oh well. I'll get in the wagon.
Well, I mean, they're starting to go, so you can still try that right now if you want.
Do you guys want to go with them?
There's a difference between want to go and have no options.
Some heavily armored
If I can persuade them that we haven't had contact, they said that we've had contact with the girl, isn't it? That's why they're taking us.
Well, technically, you haven't had contact.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Jinfin is like, I'm just an indentured servant. I don't know these people or met this girl.
So you're trying to roll a persuasion.
So you're using the I know nothing strategy of.
But I wanted to try and get you guys out of it. I was gonna say Arlox is just spout and babble. We did because imagine me he said you guys are from a different place. I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, you
I'm as confused as the Dragonborn. I'm like, this man is insane.
So,
I'm just
if you still want to wangle that angle, you could roll a persuasion.
Yeah.
So you all start going, and you're kind of talking. You catch up to Tace, and you start talking kind of into the back of her head as she's leading the party out, and she just waves you off. So, you guys pile on into the horse-drawn the wagon. It's not particularly comfortable. It's more utilitarian than anything. Tace is in the lead, the reins of the horse, and the other Dragon Guard are flanking either side. Artlocks, you could be to the left or the right or behind. You can be anywhere you want with the horse.
To the right.
Okay, you're going to be off to the right-hand side with the horse with Coswin riding bitch. And you guys, they lead you through the woods, then on a short jaunt through kind of a slightly marshy area. It's a little rumbly, and then up onto the dike where the road is, and you guys start heading back north. After a short period of the journey, you get to an area that starts to look familiar to you guys. You look off to the right-hand side, and there's a small group of people gathered around the entrance to a tomb.
Oh shit!
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you guys are kind of looking at it, and the Dragonborn kind of look over too. They don't pay too much attention to it. There's some kind of official-looking people. They're wearing very fine clothing, not that kind of standard peasant, brown linen, but a little fancier, just kind of walking in and out and talking to each other. So it's a few hundred yards away. It's much too far for you to actually hear anything that's going on. But you see them. You see them. They don't pay any attention to you.
They kill the black ooze. They killed the black pudding. Oh, wow. Good for them.
Who knows? Who knows?
I'm going to mutter that under my breath. So only Coswin can hear, obviously.
As you guys pass it, you notice that there's a cart coming down the road towards you. There's been carts coming and going. You see this specific one is loaded down with very uniform cut like marble blocks, and it peels off the road down towards the tomb. The journey north is going to take about a day and a half to get to where you need to be. So if there's anything in particular you guys want to do at the time.
I'm going to ask those guys questions about what the hell Alex is talking about when he said they're from somewhere else or there was some sort of storm.
As in us or the
Yes. He doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about when you were talking to Taste.
Well,
what the hell have you guys got me into? What the hell's going on here?
Myself and Tybin, we're not from around here. Don't know if you've noticed that. We're not. We came with a group of 3 others, and we were sucked up into some sort of magical storm in our homeland where we're from. And those are the people that we are trying to get back to, and then we're going to try and find our way home. We needed you because one of our friends, before we got sucked up to the storm, was very ill, and we thought we managed to heal them, but it doesn't seem our efforts were good enough. So we were trying to get you to help our friend, and then once she was fit enough to move, we were going to try and find the dwarf who we think sadly might be not with us anymore. The hope is slim with that. And then myself, Tybin, the Dragonborn Snow, the Infernal, and the dwarf Borkvarrd are going to attempt to get home. Elric, I think, was possibly going to join us. I can't remember. We met Elric and Coswin while we were here. Elric is from where we're from, but has lived here a very long time. And Coswin is a strange man who abducted us originally, and we Stockholm syndromed him into staying with us.
Angry man.
What? Wait. He abducted you, and you Stockholm syndromed him. What?
It involved the priest and a big mace. Let's just
Cleric, not
stick
a
it at
priest.
That's a new running joke.
Okay.
Priest of Helm.
Cleric.
All right. So, anything else?
That's the backstory.
Yeah, I'm just gonna on the side just talk to Artlox about what's changed in I forget the name of the city.
Oh, yeah, our home, because we're both from
Oh, okay.
Home.
Not much. It's obviously there's. I mean, I have. It was a long time since I've actually been to the capital of our area because I lived in the port. But the roads got refurbished, and
They paved over the potholes.
yeah, they redid
nice.
some of the potholes. There's still that theater in the center, but they got some. They got a new roof, and yeah, it's same old. Very lots of elves, all a bit pretentious.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys you travel up the road for a while. Towards the end of this day's journey, as the sun starts going down, you see the trees start to thin out, and the area in front of you kind of turns into this just vast, kind of gently rolling tundra. As soon as you get out of where the trees kind of flank the road on both sides, a chill wind kind of blows up from the east and starts blowing pretty hard. You never noticed it before because the forests were blocking any large like climatological changes from the sides, but it's very chilly all of a sudden. As the sun just starts to get down to the horizon, the Dragonborn pull off to the side of the road and they start setting up camp for the night. The night passes pretty uneventfully. They don't allow you guys to stand watch; they do it themselves.
That's nice.
There's always two. There's always two awake. They do take their watches, but the night passes pretty uneventfully. They seem kind of on edge, but that doesn't seem too out of character from what you've observed so far. As the morning comes, you guys have your small breakfast of whatever rations you have on you. Get piled back in. Artlax and Coswin get back up on waffles, and you continue on your journey to the north. A couple hours in, just the path is winding through the gently rolling tundra. The wind's still blowing. If anything, it seems to have picked up from the previous day. In the distance, you see like a large black sheer cliff start raising in the distance out of the tundra. And as you get even closer to it, you can see that it flattens out to a plateau, and on that plateau is a castle. And I am actually going to move your token so that you can see exactly what's going on. You're about there.
Oh, because we were being sent to Ostia, weren't we?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you could, as you approach it, you can see that the city is built right up on the edge of a cliff on this this large plateau, and there's kind of like a it doesn't quite seem like a natural ramp that the road goes up onto. It's a very slight grade, and it kind of seems like as it goes up and kind of pulls away from the tundra that the sides of it are made out of brick, and it's perfectly straight. It's probably a few hundred yards long, and it's a slight grade right up into where the city is. And you guys take, there's a path that leads off to the right, and you guys go to the left towards Ostia. The carriage swings off to the left. It starts going up the ramp towards the city, and as you get closer, you can see that the city was clearly built there because it's a very strategic defensive position. But since then, probably its defensive purposes have waned, and urban sprawl is starting to take over. There's like kind of like not a shanty town, but kind of like haphazard construction has kind of pushed out from the walls, and the walls of the city are no longer kind of like the bounds of the town. And there's lots of traffic going in with goods loaded up on carts, and a lot of empty carts going out. And let's see.
Obviously, the town is not self-sufficient then.
When you kind of get to the top of the ramp, you notice that the ramp doesn't line up perfectly with the gates to where the wall is. Like, it wasn't purposely built to do that. And directly across on the wall section where the ramp goes up, there seems to be old, damaged sections of the walled parts of the city that have been repaired, and ages have gone by since then. You have to take kind of a right-hand turn and then a left-hand turn to get to go along the wall and then to the gate, where the actual gate to the town is. You can see it's a bustling town. There's a lot of people here. There's clearly more people than were originally it was originally designed to keep, and that's why there's so many shops and houses on the outside of the walls, kind of on the general area around it. To the east side, the south side and the west side are just sheer cliff. As you guys get up to the gates, let me just go to my notes. Where are we? As you guys get up to the gates, you notice that it is the gates are guarded. There's four guards there, but they're not anything that you have seen thus yet. They're kind of more like you describe them probably as militia. They're wearing like armor that doesn't quite match. They're like chainmail jerkins, and they're carrying swords of different lengths. And they are wearing like a tunic, a heraldry with a white dragon on it. And as the cart approaches, they kind of give each other like a wary look and go to block the dragon guard's path. And as the dragon guard get up to the guards to the gate, one of them looks up and goes, "State your business." And Taste, who does not seem very happy to have been stopped, goes, "We are on orders from Forntur." And the guys just kind of look at each other, like they understand what's going on, and but they're not quite sure what to do. And Taste angrily takes a step forward and goes, "Move aside." And they warily part and let you guys pass into the actual town proper. And was it as soon as you get past the thick walls and it's like a double portcullis. There's one on one side and one on the other side, heavily defended. You notice that the inside of the town has been laid out in a much more like logical pattern. There's a large, wide street that leads straight down, and you can see there's a large fountain some distance away, and roads that leads off to the left and the right, and continuing down for that, kind of a large stone house with a fence around it. And every building on the inside is solid stone construction, very purposely built, very strong, looks very, very old. Taste leads you guys right down the main street, and as you're going down the street, as you get closer to the central area, you can see that there's lots of there's banners hanging, kind of blue and white ribbon, kind of twisted together and laid out all over the place. You can hear music in the distance and kind of general revelry. As you get to the center, it's a large open area, and there's a very large banner that says 155th Winter's Peace Festival. It's going on right now. And all around you, there's all sorts of competitions. There's like, there's people, like slamming back shots of some sort of like reddish gray liquid. There's like tavern people walking around with trays full of like ale or mead or something like that. Eating competitions. There's lots of combat competitions. You could see people shooting at targets. Off to one side, there's a fenced-in like little paddock that's not organically there. It was kind of put up after the fact, and there's somebody in gleaming plate armor with a large white dragon on actually filigreed into the chest of it, just swinging a longsword like a madman and just clang clang against his opponent and easily besting whoever he was fighting in the competition. And it's just like general merriment as you guys continue on. You sound like you want to say something. Anybody? Thought I heard Outlocks.
Oh, no, I didn't speak.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought I heard the midge is about to speak noise. You.
But
Well, I have a few questions.
Go for it.
Was there any like serious fighting around this part during the war?
Oh yeah, definitely. You yourself fought in a battle on a large island directly opposite a river from where Ostia is.
Oh, okay.
Which is going to be like right over here where these ruins are. You yourself fought there.
Yeah, okay.
So okay. You may have never been in this city before, but you recognize the area quite well.
Okay.
You would have definitely seen it in the distance.
I killed a man there.
This is where this is where I led my suicidal charge. Yep. Okay, yeah, I remember this.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. Revenge and hate filled. Okay, yeah. And then I had another question, but I forgot what it was. Oh, during the war would I have fought against the Dragon Guard at all?
They would have been on the opposite side, but you probably would not have personally fought them in a battle.
Okay.
So anything else?
No, I'm good.
So they lead you. Everybody kind of cuts the Dragon Guard a wide swath, and you guys make quick progress through the town proper to the opposite side, where there was that large kind of palatial house. As you get up to it, you can see that the gate. There's a low stone wall topped with an iron fence that goes around. Lots of greenery on the other side, and kind of some servants meandering around, tending to the grounds. There are two more guards there, who quickly part and open the gates for you guys, and they lead you inside. I wouldn't exactly call it a palace, but it is a rather nice house. They open the doors and lead you into an antechamber. They leave out, obviously you guys leave the horses and the cart and whatnot outside before you enter. Everybody dismounts, everybody goes inside the house, and they're kind of surrounding you in kind of a semicircle, and you guys are kind of in an antechamber. There's pillars holding up the ceiling on the left and right. There's kind of bas reliefs all over the place. Of each one is probably 6-8 feet tall. Each one portrays a different person with a similar look about the face. They've kind of got that like pseudo-Mongolian look to them, kind of the amphicantic fold to the eyes. But they all have strong jaw lines and cheekbones. You could gather that they were probably all people who were related. And they just go on and on and on in this antechamber for you. There's doors along the left side and the right side, and then large double doors in front of you. So you guys do anything?
I'm gonna quickly say to Parry, Elric, and Coswid that one, thank you for coming with us this far, and that should they wish to turn back, they may.
This is my way home. I'm staying.
When you say that, the dragon board behind you shift to block the exit.
Well, after the talk, then.
I knew it.
Okay.
Damn government.
So you guys are kept waiting here.
That's why I don't pay taxes.
40 minutes.
Wait, so we still have all our weapons and stuff, right?
You have not been disarmed.
Okay.
They haven't confiscated anything from you. They're waiting there, statues still. There's two of them standing shoulder to shoulder behind you, near blocking the double doors you came into. There's doors all along the antechamber, like 2-4 on each side, leading down. They're not guarding those ones, and there's two behind you, and one to the left, one to the right, including Taste.
Do the statues look very similar to those ones we found in that ruin that time?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
You got 40 minutes that you've been standing around looking at these things, so I'll give you advantage on that. So that would be a 13. And Arlox, you recognize that the bas reliefs look very similar to the statue that you guys attempted to desecrate.
I didn't.
Wait, what statue that was desecrated? What?
Snow and Kavara tried to push the statue over.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no.
And then Snow tried to blow it.
What?
And, basically, long story short, when we arrived in a tomb. We were looking for a way out of the tomb. We possibly thought it would be behind the giant statue that had a slight gap.
They tried to manually push over like a 20-foot tall granite statue.
Well, we did have a dragon lady. Like, come on.
Okay.
And then Snow tried to pull down its pants.
And then I got spoken
statue.
to by some sort of spiritual
So yeah, you
being.
recognize similar facial features.
Okay.
Don't you have a shield from that place?
I do, with a white dragon on it, which is a funny symbol that has been appearing from quite a lot of these people around here, and that's why I'm scared to pull it out of my bag. Well, technically, it's strapped to
you
my
have
bag.
specifically stated that it's been covered while you were traveling a couple times now. Not today, but you said it before.
Yeah,
you said, "Well, I'm not using it. I'm going to keep it covered." So you've got it on your back, but you've got kind of like a hide or a blanket or something.
I actually have that that relatively expensive fur I took from the bandit camp over it. That's what I have.
Okay. So while you guys are kept waiting, are you anybody else doing anything?
Anyone want to talk?
You said the doors weren't guarded, right?
To the left and to the right?
Yeah.
Not guarded.
I'm just gonna kind of wander over towards one of the doors to the right and just see what the guards do. Cause I'm on edge. Cause I fought around in this area, so.
Chat.
The guards don't. The dragon guard don't move, but there is one that's following you with its eyes.
I'm gonna like hesitantly reach for the door to like open it.
As you do with reflexes that are a little quicker than you might expect from someone so large, the dragonborn that was eyeballing you runs over, slams the door shut, and says, "Do you no one leaves while waiting for the regent?"
The regent.
Okay, then I'm just gonna go over and
yeah. So you just return to the party.
Yeah, sit down somewhere and kind of rest. Just
okay.
Do I hear that?
So after about 40-45 minutes of sitting around waiting, and eventually there's a servant, quickly approaches, whispers in the ear of Tace, and they lead you forward through this chamber that you're in right here, past all the bas reliefs on the left and the right. Artlox, you're kind of looking up at them like, oh, damn, those look fucking really familiar. Yeah. And there's large 10-foot tall double-wide doors that swing open in front of you, and they bring you into kind of like I would say a throne room, but think more humble than that. There's maybe 2 steps up, and then there's just a fine wooden chair up on that kind of pedestal. It's not a huge room. It's not ornately decorated. There's some tapestries on the walls and things like that. And there's a door to the left and to the right behind on that little like 2 steps up platform where the throne, for lack of a better word, is. Fuck. Who did we just lose? Oh, never mind. And sitting in the chair, very lackadaisically, is a not old man, maybe 50 years old. He's got salt and pepper hair kind of slicked back. He's wearing extremely fine dark blue robes with like gold trim to it. And he's carrying he's sitting down, but he's still got this staff in his hand. And it's polished to a sheen, and you can see the specularity gleaming off of it. And up to the top, there's kind of like an large opalescent stone in it, and the wood of the staff kind of reaches up around it with like little tendrils and holds it in place. And as you guys open up, you see him sitting in this chair, very lackadaisically. Think like I don't know, like Riker when he's in the when he's in the captain's chair. And Arlox, you wouldn't understand. The doors slam shut behind you, and you're left alone. You look around. The Dragon Guard aren't there anymore. They closed the door behind them. You guys are in the room with this gentleman.
Murder him.
Fucking hell.
God damn it.
Gone from lawful neutral to fucking chaotic evil.
Yeah, this fucking cleric got all murdery.
Murder cleric.
Cleric. He's sitting there, kind of eyeballing you guys, waiting.
Artlox isn't this your area? Aren't you the bard?
Right, yeah, there we go. I'm gonna step forward and I did overhear what the Dragonborn said this guy's name was. Oh yes.
Alex, what's your persuasion?
Persuasion. Well, my charisma is I get a +3 to charisma, and then I have a proficiency in persuasion, so I get a bonus 5 to persuasion.
Well, I was gonna say my charisma's 4 and my persuasion's 6.
Holy shit!
He is a paladin.
That's a lot of
Speak of paladin. Okay, Parry, you take this one.
So should I speak to him? Because I mean,
you may, as you're from the land, you might know who he is as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Like I guess I'll do a history check to know if I know who he is. Is that okay?
Well, he's the regent.
Hello, unidentified authority figure.
you may.
We did overhear his name. What it was?
You know exactly who it is.
Okay, I know exactly.
This is the court regent of Ostia, and his name's Nicodemus.
Oh, we didn't hear this guy's name.
Nicodemus. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, hello.
Careful, he's quite
renowned Benedimus.
The second you utter a syllable, he cuts you off and in a very haughty tone says, "You were seen traveling with a diseased tiefling."
I have no such recollection of any thing you said.
Well,
it's actually true.
You don't know what he's talking about because you don't know shit, but you're the one talking.
Okay.
Well, why does this thing you're talking about matter? What do you have for this thing?
We can't have disease running roughshod over our lands.
I concur. I concur. Well, it's funny enough, I can heal.
The tiefling, he's kind of looking at his nails, has been transferred to hospice care. He doesn't really care about you guys. He's not even looking at you. To hospice care in the House of the Shining One.
If you can allow us to meet them, I could just heal them. I'm a paladin after all.
There are plenty of healers in the Temple of Palor.
In
what?
In
the Temple of Palor.
Sir. I'm saying this stepping forward.
This guy is one step away from heeding this bot.
As you're kind of stumbling over your words, Jumbo the chocolate, oh my. As you start
pastes chocolate on his stomach.
Just starts dripping chocolate on his stomach.
Oh jeez.
There were piles of bodies everywhere, and then the explosion hit. Oh my. So as you start like fumbling over your words, trying to explain, he grabs a sheet of paper and unfurls it and starts reading it. A group matching our description was also known to be heading south after. He looks down. Criminal rampage in Mortem. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
None of us are rampageous, sir.
I'm a paladin, that's not what I do.
Hell would frown on such things.
He looks to you, Timebird. A Hellmite. I can't say I've actually seen one of your kind in person.
Well, here I am. In the flesh.
Not that it matters.
Do I look like a fighter to you? I have a -2 to strength. Come on.
I am merely an old man. I use this staff to walk.
I told
he
you
looks
to take
over
the
to the
wizard
side
staff.
and he sees your crossbow. Not a fighter indeed.
Ooh.
It's just he puts the sheaf of paper down. So you wouldn't happen to know anything about the incidents, would you?
Well,
Given the fact that we weren't there, I don't think there was an incident from our perspective.
Nope.
So you were not in Mortem, say a day, 2 days ago?
We were finding a healer, this paladin here, for our friend.
That was a Smuggler's Run, though.
Outside Mortem. Yeah, that was at Smuggler's Run.
Yes, we were in Smuggler's Run.
You somehow managed to travel to Smuggler's Run without traveling through Mortem.
Well, if you talk to your
take
dragon
the Via
guards,
Mortem South.
if you talk to your dragon guards, our camp was on the south end of Mortem. Already past there.
Which is where they found out.
Exactly. So they would know.
Indeed. Make a persuasion check.
Who? All of us.
Not me.
Oh, Cosmo.
Cosmo was the one talking.
All right. Damn me in my mouth. Persuasion. Okay, I'm not bad at persuasion. I have a +3 to persuasion. I should be good on this.
It's a wisdom thing.
Fuck yeah!
Oh! He sits back in his chair and he's like he kind of looks rolls his eyes back in his head, trying to think and kind of giving you that like, I didn't think of that.
He's in government. He hasn't thought this hard in a long time.
So after just a second or two of like confused thought, he kind of shakes himself out of it and he slams his staff down on the ground and little sparks shoot out of the bottom of it where it impacted the flagstone. And he goes, "It matters not. You were seen there." There's sudden kind of, before he was very like. He was very dismissive before. Now he's looking directly at you, and there's kind of this like fire in his eyes because you just kind of bested him in a show of wits.
Like we said, we were outside. Of course,
people. Seem like it'd be that hard.
Nearby.
Did you say that out loud to him?
What, me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that because you didn't say that out loud.
On another subject.
Well, no. There's still something at hand here.
Go for it, Cosmo. Oh, you, buddy.
Who saw us? Who exactly saw us? And what description was that of us? Was a paladin included in that description?
He gets frustrated as you're interrupting him as he's trying to talk. Several townspeople, and he gets a hold of himself again. Several townspeople saw a group of unwanteds heading south.
How can I be considered an unwanted?
As you can clearly see, we are obviously not unwanted men.
What?
We are a traveling band of people for hire. We help people where they need help. People for hire.
What services do you hire out?
Well,
I heal people.
Yes, Paladin heals people. Both the elves are good. Well, one of them is good for stories. The other one's good for making stories, as it were.
Good for storage too.
Yes. And our good friend Tyburn here can lead us in prayer.
What?
Many hamlets in our many hamlets.
Make another persuasion check.
Many hamlets between. Nobody else is taking over. God damn it!
What kind of group are we?
we're a band.
15. That's not bad.
We're a band of utility workers. Like, I do house moving.
We're obviously migrant workers.
You guys, migrant workers. You guys, like, Cosmo's talking. You guys are kind of like talking over each other, and like, yes, I do this, and I do that, and I do that, and as he's doing, you could see the frustration growing as his face just starts falling, and you can see his knuckles getting white on the staff he's holding.
There's two options here, guys. Either he gets really pissed off and kills us, or he gets so pissed off he lets us go. So.
He stands up and opens his mouth to say something, and you hear a door open very quickly from to the right side of him. The door behind him opens very quickly and slams into the stone wall, making a big clash, big noise. And he himself is kind of startled and taken aback. He takes one step back away from the chair and turns towards it, and in walks a very tall figure. He's wearing gleaming plate armor. He's got a white dragon and filigree on it. He's not wearing a helmet. He's kind of got long, sweaty brown hair. He's got that look to him that by this time Artlocks you You recognize this look to the face. You've seen it before several times now. And he's got his long sword out, but he's kind of using it like a walking stick as he's just striding forward very confidently. And he says, "Pardon Nicodemus, he knows not his place in court at times," and gives Nicodemus a stony glare.
Fuck, it's a king.
This is even better. He can't be overruled, so we still go with the same course of action.
Hold
Piss
on.
him off?
I'm gonna get down on one knee.
You're gonna get down on one knee,
Not in like proposal, as in like sort of bowed.
Well,
like bow
Can
to him.
I,
Okay,
can I do another history check to see who this guy is? Because I knew who the other guy was.
you can.
Have your hand poised at his shoulder, just like if he's not royalty, you just like gotta pull him back out. No.
You don't recognize this gentleman. You can ascertain that he's probably royalty of some sort based on his armor, his heraldry, and the fact that he's storming in from a back door, with confidence and ordering the court region around. But you don't particularly know exactly who it is.
Could I do a history check?
You can.
Can I do a history check?
Oh god.
You can as well.
Can I do a history check?
With disadvantage.
Oh,
Nope.
I read those books though.
You read 2 chapters of one book.
We don't know anything.
Arlox, you kind of strain yourself thinking, like
Whilst bowed down.
He
Yeah.
pops a blood vessel in
Jesus
his
Christ,
eye.
7, 5, 3, 4. Jesus Christ, guys.
Hey,
And,
here's the best part: we can't go any lower. So
I actually wrote a nat 1 there, but my +3 for history.
Well, see,
mine's technically a
the
5
thing is when
because
you roll a nat 1, your modifiers don't count for it. It's just an automatic critical failure.
yeah, crit fail.
Let's see here. Let me just check my notes.
I was awfully close too.
So my 5 just turned into a 1. Then.
So he doesn't break step. He's just strolling right in, and he chastises Nicodemus, and he says, "Nicky, how many times have I told you not to sit in my throne?"
Oh, brother, it's perfect.
And Nicodemus he's got his head bowed down, and he's kind of he's taken 2 steps away from the throne at this point, and he looks at this new figure, and he says, "It's not your throne yet, boy."
Grey. Young prince of some sort.
And,
Do you want us to go?
Strolls. He's not paying too much attention to you at this point. He gets face to face with Nicodemus, and he puts his fingers straight into his chest, and he says, "And it will never be yours."
Right.
Kinda
Nicodemus
pushes
is
him.
like some distant relative. This guy is a direct descendant.
Eat your far light,
The new entry to the stage. He turns to you, and a smile crosses his face, and his demeanor changes from kind of this like stony arrogance to more of like a friendly demeanor. He says, "Pardon Nicodemus, he knows not his place in court." And he sits down in his throne, very, very comfortably sits down in his throne, still in his full plate armor. And he grabs the scroll that Nicodemus had before, and he opens it up, and he looks it over really quickly, and he says, "Eyewitness accounts say you were seen at Mordom at the time of several incidents. Tavern goers say they saw a group similar to yours murdering several known poachers."
It sounds like that group of people should be given a medal.
I'm gonna stand up from my bowed position and regain like my sort of normal.
Now, believe me,
nobody else.
If I had
Nobody else
if I had killed
bowed.
poachers, I would be more proud. I'd be proud enough to admit it, but I haven't. I am merely an old man who uses this staff to walk.
Persuasion check.
21.
he looks at you for a quick second and he nods. He
Remember,
nods
I
his head.
aged a year. I aged a year in that last fight.
Was it 2 years? You haven't
2
had-
years.
No, you haven't had time to trim your nails or your beard. You look like a
Yeah,
freak right now.
I'm 31 in years, but I'm 29 in actual years.
Chronologically, you're 29 or something like that.
That's hilarious. We've got
He raises
the
his
guy that
eyebrows
runs
and
the
he
bridge.
nods.
Holy Grail.
He nods his head and he continues. He says, but unfortunately, no bodies were found to corroborate the tales, so without any bodies, you can't possibly be charged with murder, now can you? He crumples up the scroll and just tosses it.
We were summoned here.
You were summoned here? Who summoned you?
We weren't summoned. We were brought here.
But I'm putting it politely.
We're looking for 2 of our friends.
We're brought here by some
can't
Dragon
say.
Guard.
You were brought here by the Dragon God. Oh dear. He calls out behind him for a servant. Hang on a sec. I got a name here.
Jovat.
Jeff.
He calls out behind him, Isil, and you know this old man and very very fine black robes
Meister.
comes in. And he kind of shuffles in. He's an old man, but he's got those happy frown lines all over his face, and he's completely bald except for little wisps around. He kind of yes. He goes, please do escort the Dragon God out of Ostia and tell them they have no power here. Yes, sir, yes. He's kind of grumbling to himself, and he walks past you, and with kind of a force you didn't expect to see from him, flings the doors open, and he goes, out with you dragons, out, be gone, out, and see the door shut behind him, and you could just hear as he's shuffling the dragonborn out of his this gentleman's home, and you hear the mumbling, the door shut, and it's all mumbled, and you just hear it fade off into the distance. Let's see here. He looks back to you and says, I do apologize for the overvigilance of the Dragon God. They sometimes tend to overstep their bounds. So you say you were looking for some friends?
Yes. One, we I have to tell the story again. Myself and Tybern, the cleric of Helm here, we're traveling with 3 others. Our party unfortunately got split. We are, and one of our friends, a tiefling woman, was taken down with an illness that we thought we had cured, but she received before we split, and she was being guarded by a dragonborn friend of ours, and the dragonborn friend of ours seems to have been taken for some sort of training, and the tiefling
all
seems to have been...
dragonborn are required to serve the Dragon God. It's an old rule.
The problem we have with that, sir, in all due respect, is we're not from here. We are from...
Raises his eyebrows.
We are from much further south than here. And
the south, you say? Interesting.
Who are they going to be sent on a quest, or we're going to be murdered? One of the 2.
That's what I'm getting from this.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't help you with your Dragon Guard friend. I do not have any power over the personal guards of King Omen.
Okay.
Who else was you were looking for?
A tiefling woman, kind of ill.
His eyes open wide. Oh, yes, I did hear about that. Yes, the unfortunate tiefling was taken to the House of the Shining One for hospice care.
Yeah, let's go get her, please.
Well, what's left of her?
Good, that's...
What kind of hospice is that?
medieval hospice.
Duh.
I do apologize for the inconvenience Nicodemus and the Dragon Guard caused you. Please, please, this is my home. You can stay here for as long as you want. We have plenty of guest rooms. If you would like to visit your tiefling, the House of Palor is right down the road from here.
Out of pure interest, as myself and Tybin here are not familiar with the area. The heraldry on your armor.
He sits back and kind of exposes the silver filigree of the dragon on his chest.
What family is it of? And sorry for my.
He gives you a curious look. It's the symbol of House Creighton. You must not be from here.
It's like you just said that.
What is it? And might I know more about it? I
am Crown Prince Sigmund Creighton, heir to the throne. My father, Horatio, is unfortunately very elderly and doesn't have his wits about him all the time. So, me and Regent Nicodemus take charge of the comings and goings of House Ostia.
Okay. And I take it you're loyal to the Second Empire? Or are we in the city-states? I'm not as attuned to the geography of the world.
He gives you a curious look and he goes, of course, House Ostia has a long history of loyalty to...
No rebellion here. Definitely not here.
To the crown in Beneventum.
Okay.
He's giving you a very curious and confused look now.
Just sort of making.
It's like he didn't necessarily. He may have not necessarily believed you at first, but now he's like, they don't know shit.
Yeah. Either you're an idiot, or you're not from here. Well, was there anything you required of us?
No, don't ask him that. Just let's go to the hospital.
Okay, we're gonna. Thank you for your time.
Now that you mention it, I do have.
God.
Well, my time is pressing, and I must get back to the tourney. So, if you have a need for a place to stay, just come back and talk to Isil. He will arrange accommodations.
Good luck in the tournaments.
I don't need luck. And he kind of stands up on his sword and strides back out the door, leaving you guys alone in the room now.
Go to the hospice.
Wants to go to the tournament.
I want to go to the tournament. That sounds great.
All right, so what do you guys do?
Yeah.
Go to the hospice.
Yeah.
Why do you want to go to the tournament?
Go to the hospice.
You guys,
We're here for
you guys
snow.
exit. You guys let yourself
Let's go
out.
flirt with the young maidens.
Now that there's nobody in the kind of forward antechamber, there's,
Go get crunk on Eoldi.
doors are open. Servants are passing to and fro. You see Isel kind of shuffling around. He gives you a nod and he continues about his business, kind of up a stairwell and then off to one side. You guys exit and you're just standing out in front now of kind of House Creighton here. Again, it's the ruling family's home, but it's not like a palatial estate. It's very much more humble than you would expect to see from a ruling family. Down to the left, you can clearly see kind of smoke rising from a couple chimneys, and you can hear like clanking noises of kind of like iron on iron. You can assume that there's probably some smithies or shops down that way. You got all the revelry down in front of you. In kind of the main circular area where everything's all the festivities are taking place, and then down to the right you can see a large stone building with some kind of wooden, kind of rough construction buildings kind of attached to the wings.
Well,
Where's the local house of ill repute?
House of ill repute?
Yes.
You would have to go. Well, you'd have to find it.
If there are any girls there, I want to do them.
that's normally my thing.
So, what do you guys want to do? You're in the town. You can you have a place to stay for free.
I need to look for an armorer. That's something I
Well,
need to.
Okay.
Why?
So-
While Tyburn and the rest of them go and deal with whatever the hell they want to go deal with, go talk to the dying woman. I want to go to the nearest jeweler or merchant that deals in gemstones.
Okay.
And I want
So, Coswin, you're gonna do that. Tyburn, what are you gonna do?
We're going to find Snow at the hospice like we came here to do in the first place.
Snow in the hospital. Artlox, what are you gonna do?
I need to. I'm gonna go with them to the hospice, but keeping an eye out for an armorer.
Okay, Elric, you?
I'm gonna go watch
Bang
the
some
tournament.
whores.
No, I'm
He's
gonna
gonna
go to
look-
the tourney.
He's gonna go to the tourney. And Perry, what are you doing?
I guess I should go to the hospice because they brought me here to heal them.
Okay.
That'd be
So
sick.
the party splits up into three. You guys just kind of look at each other and give each other a knowing nod. Coswin turns down to the left and heads down to where is clearly more of a commercial district. The three of you turn right and head towards the large stone structure at the end of the road, and Elric heads into the revelry to look for a house of ill repute. So, Elric, we're gonna do you first. So you look around, and you could see a couple taverns and things of that nature. It doesn't take you too long asking a couple people very awkwardly where you could find strangers, where you could find a house of ill repute, but they point you in a specific direction. And what do you do?
Oh well, I was just wondering where it was. I'm just gonna kind of wander around to see what.
Taking the
the
tourney,
signs.
but not head to the house.
Well, maybe slowly start walking over there, but hesitantly, not sure what to do yet. Whether I'm going to go it
Okay.
or not.
Smash cut to party of three heading down towards the House of the Shining One. What do you guys do?
Do I see any armorers?
You headed in the opposite direction of that.
Okay, fair enough.
You're in a very residential area. Large stone houses with wooden slatted roofs, and towards the end of the street, there's a large wooden structure with wings haphazardly constructed on the edges of it.
I'm going to take out my piece of my paper from the magic bag, and also one of my like ink things, like my pen, and I'm going to just start making little notes about the town, what I've learned of it.
Okay. As you get closer to the stone structure, you can see that in very large, probably 6 feet tall, 6 feet across, in kind of chiseled into the stone on the front of it, there's a large emblem of a sun with a kind of a rough-hewn smiling face inside of the sun. And
I'll be that then.
history check.
And I'm back.
Tyburn or Perry?
Still heading to the hospice.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm going to the hospice. I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Okay.
He said
Well.
history check.
Okay.
for
Well,
this
you're the
building.
only one who's paying who's really paying attention to it, Arlox. But you recognize the symbol on the large building as the symbol of Palor.
There we go. Okay, so
Palor
the hospital.
is the god of basically good things and healing.
Right, well, there's the hospice then.
There you go. So you guys approach the structure. There's people going to and fro. The front doors are wide open. Nobody particularly greets you.
There's no one there. What?
There's people coming and going. The doors are wide open, but there's not like a servant out front or anything like that, or anybody to specifically greet you or shuffle you in.
Okay, we'll just go inside and start looking for a tiefling. Looking for our friend.
Okay. So you guys walk inside. It's very clearly a temple. There's lots of religious iconography all over the place. There's pews and basins for ritually washing yourself and things like that all over the place. And you see there's a lot of people shuffling about that don't look to be on the up and up. moving slowly, shuffling. They're all wearing just plain white, like white linen gowns. Some of them don't move particularly well. Some of them are just kind of like looking around awkwardly, and intermingled with them, there's a lot of people with kind of fine but plain brown clothing on, with kind of a sash tied around their waist.
Should I roll
You guys are
perception to
looking-
find the tiefling?
Roll a perception check. Okay, Tyvern, you can ascertain pretty well that the people in brown are probably that are adherents to Paylor and are here helping all the people who've been brought for hospice care. All the other people wandering around are in various states of dying, as it were. They're here to end their lives.
Ooh.
And you can see there's a door to the left and there's a door to the right. The door to the right is closed. The door to the left is wide open, and there's a lot of people coming to and fro there.
We'll check that one first.
All right, you go in there, and it leads off onto one of those haphazardly constructed wings. It's not that wide, but it's really, really deep, and you can see that there's a lot of rows of kind of relatively comfortable-looking beds, and a lot of people laying in those beds.
Are any of them snow?
You can roll another perception check. It's not too hard to pick out a tiefling amongst humans, and a couple rows down, you do definitely see a tiefling lying motionless in one of the beds.
Is it snow?
It is snow.
Ooh, paladin heal. Fix it.
Make it better.
Benji having sound trouble again?
Probably.
No, it's fine. Sorry.
So you guys are at Snow's bed now. Snow is lying motionless in the bed, kind of shallowly breathing.
Fix it.
I heal him. I lay my hands on them.
So, Perry, knowing knowing that this is the very thing he went through all of that river and goblin and orc bullshit to do, finally it's over. He kneels down next to Snow's bed and kind of rubs his hands together, and as he does, you can see there's like a faint glow coming out of his hands, and he just puts one hand on Snow's chest and another on Snow's forehead and closes his eyes for a quick second. He nods to himself and smiles and takes his hand away and opens his eyes, and nothing happens.
And what? You cut out.
Nothing. Snow doesn't. Nothing happens with Snow.
Oh.
Ah. Huh. Well, she's dead.
Check for a pulse.
There's a faint pulse.
Oh, we gotta kill him. Mercy, kill him.
I can just imagine Barry going, well, that's it. Just taking the pillow out from behind her.
So you can't fix this, is what you're telling me.
It seems that way. Apparently, my hands normally just work. I don't know. It's not really a science. It's just, hands, heal, done.
Well,
as you guys
obviously,
are just
baby.
services rendered have not been what we paid for, so you're ours now.
Maybe it's because you guys are from a different place.
You're too foreigner for it to
Racist
work.
into this?
Is this like I need an
Yeah,
adapter to go to Europe for my electricity? Is this what you're trying to pull?
Because are you guys
have the
from another
wrong outlet.
world, or are you just from like another continent?
Just another continent.
The same
Oh, okay.
continent, in fact. It's just
Same continent.
further
Just giant mountains in the way, we think.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
/ could be parallel universe.
As you guys are having kind of a bit of a like the decibel levels rising as you're starting to argue, Perry says he did his part, and you guys are like, that's not what we paid for. One of
They
the
didn't pay for anything.
one of the adherents.
I almost
They
became you.
they paid in blood. Coswin paid in a lot of blood.
Because once
one
the
of the
ears
adherent
burn from down
comes-
the street.
One of the adherents comes up to you, who is he's not terrible. He's maybe in his late 40s, and he's rather well built. You can definitely tell underneath his that fine brown robe he's wearing. Can I help you?
Point at Snow. We need to heal her.
Well, apparently my paladin powers will not heal her. What's going on here?
Do you wish to? This is your friend?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Recent Hell might convert too.
Shame to see such a fate for another of the faith. Well, just kind of clicks his tongue and shakes his head.
What do you mean?
He looks at you and then looks down at Snow and walks around you over to Snow and kind of opens up her eyes, and she doesn't react to someone touching her face at all, and you could see that her eyes are now this like milky white color and kind of like really heavy cataracts have kind of encased over the eyes, and he lets go and the eye snaps back shut, and he looks back up at you and he says, like, well, unfortunately the rot took her. We did our best, but her mind's been addled.
Well, dang.
Kill her, re-res spell. Find a wizard.
He looks at you and he goes,
I'm not here.
Oh, that's not. Oh shit! Yeah, fuck you. You're not here. You're not here. You're trying
The
to hawk
ghostly
a diamond.
acquisition of Godswin appears.
I forgot about that.
Just kill her. Just poofs back away.
Unfortunately, she had to be sedated as she was rather violent.
Well, I guess we have no further business here. Let's go.
Whoa. This is my friend. I can't just leave like that.
Sure, you can.
You're right. I can. Let's go. No.
What more do you want to do? Like, she's dead. Like, we can't.
Like,
Okay.
How long?
You
does
say
she
you're a
have?
friend of Snow? All right. You are more than welcome to take her in as your charge, but
How did you know her
Just-
name was Snow?
she knew her name was Snow.
Yeah, but did she tell
Do you have a
him?
chance?
Apparently.
Just take the
How-
personal
how-
effects and go.
How long does she have?
As long as her natural life will live her.
So she can live like her full life. She's just this. She's potato.
Nods his head.
She's Drogo.
Shit.
She is potato.
Now who pays for this care? Who's getting billed for this?
Just take the personal possessions and go.
You're not here. Nobody asked that question.
I'm gonna ask. Well,
Who cares who pays?
Because if we take her, then we have to pay for her care.
Free healthcare. Free healthcare.
as long as she's comfortable, staying here until we can find a full cure might be the best thing, or just the best thing for her. So
As you start speaking, Snow's eyes kind of shoot open, and it's just her eyes are darting around, but it's kind of hard to see exactly where she's looking because everything's just kind of coated with that milky substance, and she's just kind of not saying anything, just looking around.
just that.
Perry, do the deal. Do the deed. Just get it over with.
Well, it's up to Arlox. He's a friend.
Well, where's the things that she was brought here with?
All of her possessions were sold to pay for her care.
Mhm.
We put her in the
Yep,
bag.
Yep.
Okay, so the horse is
the-
gone too.
Why would you want to just carry her around in the bag?
Wait, isn't this? Isn't the rot?
A person could fit in the bag of holding.
Wait,
Yeah,
isn't the
I
rot
see.
like contagious?
I don't think they can survive in there, though.
Do an Arcana check.
I don't want to put her in the bag. I don't want to put her in the bag, guys.
Why do we want to carry the body around anyway?
Well,
She's at
I
peace.
guess if...
Go.
Okay, I'm gonna spend some time like sat next to her.
I think she was a monk too, so if all her possessions were sold for like care, that care is not going to be for very long. That's for sure.
Yeah,
She
that's
had
true.
the shit that was on her, which was basically like a stick in her clothing.
And a horse.
Well, a horse was probably worth something.
Oh. Good stolen breed of horse.
It wasn't a good horse. It was like a pack horse.
My horse was once a good horse.
But not anymore. It's not. It has half a face.
I just think it's more Sylvester Stallone looking.
All right. So what are you guys doing?
I like I said, I'm gonna spend some. I'm turning to Tybert and Harry. I'm gonna spend some time sat here. Feel free to leave and go spend some time in the town.
Paradox walks off.
Paradox walks off. He's just like, boom, done. Mic drop.
Where are you going, Paladin? You're sticking with us.
Okay.
Sorry guys, I couldn't help. I you know.
No. You're not going nowhere.
All right. So Artlox is going to hang out with Snow for a little bit. Anybody? Are the rest of you guys going to do anything?
Where you heading off, Tybert?
I'm still looking to give to sell my stuff.
Yeah, you're still looking to hawk some wares.
Do you want to go buy some armor at some point?
Want to go fight in the tournament?
That's what I'm gonna
You
see
guys
if I
can
can
do-
do. See if I can't join the archery part.
You guys could do that if you want. Coswin, we're gonna smash cut to you real quick. You walk to the path of the road down to the left, and it's clearly more of a commercial district. It doesn't take you very long to find a merchant who deals in jewelry, if that's what you're looking for.
Well, just gemstones in general. But I'll go to a
Find, like,
jeweler because a jeweler will probably pay top dollar for gemstones he'll cut.
You find a jeweler.
Well, I've got those two red. What are they called?
Garnets.
Garnets and one emerald.
Oh, I've got a sapphire somewhere.
So I'd like to sell those.
Okay, so you walk into the store, and there's this really thin man kind of hunched over the counter, and he's got this huge eyeglass that kind of sticks out like 3 inches, and it's kind of like you could see it's layered like a lens, and a lens, all kind of haphazardly held together.
Please say he's a gnome.
No, he's not a gnome. He's hunched over. He's looking at something, and he hears the doors open, and he looks up at you. And he goes, "Yes."
Looking to sell some gemstones I recently came across.
Gemstones, you say? Yes. Come in.
All right.
What do you do?
Well, I take an example of each. So
you take out 1 garnet and the emerald.
Yeah. And I put them on the. I don't put them on the counter. I hold them up so that he sees them very easily. I'm looking to sell 2 of these, gesturing towards the garnet, and this emerald.
All right, he straightens up, but as he straightens up, you notice he's still hunched over, like his back curves
Mr.
over
Burns.
naturally, and his eyes go just a little bit wide, and the eyeglass falls out, and he catches it before it hits the tunnel. Yes, give it to me.
Well, hey, let's talk about price now.
I can't give you a price until I inspect the item.
All
He's
right.
kind of clutching forward.
All right. Just keep in mind, there's another.
He snatches it out of your hand as soon as you say "all right," like before you even finish the word, and he holds it up to his face, and he puts the eyepiece back there. He's yes, very nice, very nice. And he's turning it over in his head. You say you have 2 of these. You say you have 2.
Yes, 2 garnets.
Yes. Okay. Let me see the other one.
The other garnet or the emerald?
Let me see the other one.
Bring out the other garnet, and I.
Yes, he snatches it over. Yes, very fine craftsmanship, very fine indeed, very fine. Okay, wait, now the emerald. Now show me the emerald.
Here you go. Here's the emerald.
Shows you the emerald. He does the same thing. He's just kind of muttering to himself. Yes, very nice. The clarity.
Oh God.
And he puts the 3 items down in front of him, and he puts the eyeglass next to him. He goes, "Yes, I will give you 60 gold apiece for the garnets, and I will give you 125 for the emerald."
What was that for the garnet?
I will give you 60 gold apiece.
65 apiece?
60 gold apiece, goddammit!
Well, with that language, I don't know if I'm going to use my business here. I say that out loud.
He's kind of drumming his fingers across the table in front of him. Yes, I will give you the money. I will give you the gold.
65 apiece.
65 apiece, and 125 for the big one.
Sounds fair.
So he disappears really quickly under the counter, and he comes back up, and he just kind of he drops a pouch onto the counter, and it just kind of scatters all over the place. And he starts counting out the gold pieces, just pushing them across the table to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh God!
10, 11,
I like this guy. I hope he's in every jeweler's.
So you're sitting there just like kind of like watching him as he's individually counting out every single gold piece. They scattered all over the table in front of him, and he's pulling them in from over here and over there, and he's pushing them towards you. And he counts up it was 65 a piece.
It'd be 255.
Okay, so he counts out his 255 gold. He pushes it in a rough pile across the table towards you, and he pushes it just a little too far, and like 5 or 6 pieces fall to the ground in front of you. Here you are, yes, sir, yes, here you are. There's for you.
All right.
Yes, master.
I collect the gold pieces and place them in my coin purse. Right. And I say thank you for doing business. And right as I'm about ready to leave, just maybe you should switch to decaf, and then I leave the.
He's holding the garnet like up to a light, like, yes, very fine indeed, very fine. And as you exit the door,
I hope he's like Nurse Jenny and appears in every single one of your
the precious.
every single jewelers we go to.
Smash cut. Costwin's done with his items, so we can go to any of the other people to see what you guys want to do.
I want to try and find an armorer. Now I've said my piece with Snow.
Okay, do a perception check.
Da-da-ba-ba-ba-da.
It takes you a little bit. It takes you a little while. You're not gonna have time to do anything else in the town before the night's out. But you notice the like thick black clouds billowing from a building off on that commercial side down towards where Costwin wandered. You wander your way back down over there. After you basically like walked across the whole town, and this was the last place you checked, and you're just like fucking hell. But you managed to find there's a number of smithies around where you could go. There's clearly one that's going that where there's like a full plate of full piece of plate mail, full suit outside, kind of an advertisement kind of thing. It kind of seems like they're trying really hard to advertise the fact that they have high quality armor. Then there's 2 other just normal looking smithies around.
I'm going to go to the high quality armor one.
Okay, you're going to go high quality armor one. As you step in, you can hear the clanking of kind of like a hammer on an anvil coming out of a back room, and there's kind of a squirrely looking girl behind the counter, and she looks at you up at you with like big blue eyes, and she's got blonde hair, and she's yes. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for either a
breastplate or some half plate armor, if at all, if you have any of that at all.
Yes, of course. We have many examples. What are we looking for specifically?
I'm thinking just the breastplate. Maybe you could show me some examples. I only.
Yes, yes. She turns around, and she kind of, you can tell she's pretty short, and she reaches up and grabs like a shining cuirass off of a rack behind her, and she flumps it down, like kind of falls, and she just tries to. She's not strong enough to really hold it up herself. Yes. This is a very fine piece right here. And she shows you. It's just a cuirass. It'll just cover your chest down to your waist. It is a solid piece of gleaming steel with gold filigree around the edges.
Ooh. Just for perusing's sake, what have you got a variety of items to show? Or
oh yes, we have many items. And she kind of walks out from behind the counter. She's standing out, and it's kind of arrayed in kind of like not like an order from like least protective to most protective. Around behind the counter is it's like going to a liquor store. In the back there's all the cheap wine, but behind the counter there's all the nice scotch.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So she takes you to one wall, and she shows you various items. There's just some basic clothing and travel gear and stuff like that. Then there's some leather armor and some studded leather. They have chainmail jerkins and chainmail single pieces, that would just cover like a specific part of your body but attached to something else.
Okay.
She takes you through and shows you a variety of items.
Okay.
If you're planning on buying heavy armor, just remember that heavy armor gives you disadvantage on
medium.
Disadvantage on stealth, and you have to have strength 15 to wear plate.
No. I'm looking at medium armor because I'm proficient in that now. So I'm looking at either a half plate or a breastplate.
So a breastplate or half plate. Okay, so a half plate would give you disadvantage on stealth, but breastplate would not.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. How often have I used stealth? Not as much as I'm thinking. I've been shot a lot more times than I've used stealth.
She's taking a lot. There's other customers in the store, and she's taking a lot of time with you, kind of to the detriment of them.
Okay.
Hard luck. You can use this. You get a cheaper price.
Well, I haven't even been offered any price.
He hasn't asked a price. She hasn't told him.
Yeah, well, I haven't decided. Okay, so what? So they've got what kinds of half plate have they got?
Well, we have several different varieties to choose from, and she shows you just this, like a really rough iron one that's kind of just been pounded into shape and tied together, a front piece and a back piece with like leather thongs. And we have very cheap functional pieces for, the farmer out in the fields who might need to, fight off a giant rat or some sort of.
I would like to point out that we are kind of up against time here.
We are.
All right, do we want to just finish up this social interaction and call it a day?
We could just do shopping. All of us just do shopping.
Do shopping
in the interim
next week.
Yeah, we'll just do it in post. So I guess we'll close that for today. Thank you for those who joined the stream today. Anyone else want to say some goodbyes?
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.